Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail, and I invite you to look at Robin right now. She's perfect. She's incredible. Everyone look, okay? Everyone be nice and everyone look. We're about to talk to this new character over here that the game is saying talk to Cyrene at the beginning of the new world. They talked a little bit like Cyrene. They said the quote that Cyrene said before as well. So I'm wondering if this is just Cyrene. That's what we said last time anyway. But in true Honkai Star Rail fashion, the last part we did was crazy, overwhelming, and insane. And it wouldn't be Honkai Star Rail if we didn't just say, hey, let's get into more stuff. Let's try out some more things. Let's just see what happens next in the story. That is Cyrene. Just end of. Just end of. Man. Yeah, look, even the face, like, come on. Yeah, like, now that you look closer, it's like, yeah, 110%. it's like just like a taller Cyrene. With, like, a really, actually, like, really beautiful dress as well. And, of course, like, the thing in the hair has kind of evolved a little bit, too, I guess, in a way. Yeah, look at that. Oh, my God. Yeah, oh, my God, what the hell's happening? Oh, my God. Oh, ID Silesia is so gorgeous. Great shot. They're like, just remember, we design shoes really well in these games. Just remember, we're stylish.
This view hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, it's Cyrene. I mean, in fairness, oh my God, that's such a gorgeous thing in the back of her hair as well. In fairness, with Honkai Star Rail, it's one of those things. Oh my God, look at the side of the dress too, like kind of embroidery. That's so cool. It's one of those things that, like, the game isn't trying to, like, hide the fact that that was Cyrene clearly then. If I was able to pick up on it and be like, oh yeah, that might be Cyrene because the voice and the quote, all this stuff, 110%, right? And then, of course, when you see the face too. But I do like that it is kind of like this little, like, half mystery where it's like, is it? You know, is it her?
The hometown in your memories never changes. But when you return to your senses, you realize that fate has already stolen the time away.
Jesus Christ, man. This is, like, crazy. What happened?
Welcome to the Trail of Genesis.
Trail of
friend.
Genesis. You look insanely cool. Oh my God, your eyes are gorgeous. The front of the dress too. Like, look at, like, the multicolor stuff. And, like, you know, people say, Calvin, you just saw her design there as well. I maintain and stand by for the rest of my existence when it comes to Hoyo games, and it's the same with Genshin. A character in motion and talking and all this stuff too is so different than when you see them statically or in the menu. It's so different. It adds a personality to the outfit, and then you start to notice things, I think, like, more as well, because they use different angles too, right? 110%. I stand by that forever. Cyrene, you look... Standing here brings back memories. I think that's what Stella's saying. Oh, it's Stella with a little smile.
Seems like the weight of memories from 30 million cycles really made me grow up.
What is that actually what happened? Oh, that's Cyrene's wink, by the way. There's no mistake in that. But, like, is that actually what happened? That, like, all the 30 million cycles caught up to her, and then she, like, became a new form? I'm not saying grew up, but, like, became something new.
But if I keep growing, I might be taller than you, right? Then I'm really looking
I thought you would be taller, but
that.
that's, I guess, like, you know, it's just her presence, like, with this amazing, like, design and dress and, like, almost, like, ethereal, angelic, almost godlike design here. It's like, you would think she'd be taller, right?
Before you arrived, I kept wondering, beyond the veil of ID Silesia, what kind of Amphoreus is being born?
Where is she gonna? Is that the explanation for real? Is just like the weight of like 30 million cycles just made this happen? Is that what we're going with? I mean, like, I'm okay with that's what it is, but, you know, sometimes maybe things don't need to be like explained in depth, I guess. She looks incredible.
I can see fragments of it when I close my eyes. The friends who walked alongside us have all moved on toward their respective destinies. Some turning into pillars of the world, supporting the sky and the ocean. Others sowing reason,
All the different
laying down the law, and with gentle hands lifting newborns into the light.
It's really cool. I love that they never forget like the struggles that people had on the way here. Like they always remind you, and everyone is always remembering it. And to me, that's what it's intentional to obviously not just be like, oh, these characters were here and they did something to remind you. It's also because the weight of what they did is important, because it's the opposite of what someone like Xandar feels, which is just not important whatsoever. We have to continually talk about the people that have come before us and done so much in this relay race for Estelle and for all of us. Because that's what makes them real, is their memory. It's the memory of them.
Death and strife are no longer feared by people.
So sick.
And trickery has become the innocent games of children.
Oh my god. Especially the stuff with like strife as well, which is so cool because like again, there was like a bit of a tension between the Occamans and the Kremnoans, right? And there was like also, let's just be honest here, it wasn't just tension, it was people being downright awful to like even Kremnoan children. But the idea that like now like people are kind of like, they probably look up to Mightimos more than they fear him.
All beings living ordinary and peaceful lives within the net woven by romance and passage.
Aglaya and Tribios, right? Her hair's stunning, man.
There's no black tide, no flame chase, and no destruction. The world on the other side of the sea is one bathed in sunlight.
Their design is so cool. It's a world we must protect. It's a dawn that fine on everyone wishes. This is the dawn, the new dawn, the new beginning that everyone wanted. So again, and it says here, peace will reign until decisive battles arrive. Yes, so we still have to fight Iron Tomb, right? 110%. And Xandar, right?
Like a happy and carefree childhood, the era Chrysia in this cycle will last for millennia.
Really?
Until it reaches the moment decided by the prophecy.
So, this is the era Chrysia then? So in a way we have returned to the era Chrysia, and saying it will last until the moment of the decided by prophecy, so it's going to last until the next Era Nova, and then we'll have to fight Iron Tomb? Because I thought Iron Tomb had already been released. But I guess like there's some stuff that gets mixed up, which again, I'm never gonna like feel bad about like getting stuff mixed up in here. Like Honkai Star Rail with Amphoreus like sends you 20 pieces of information per one sentence sometimes. So we are like now in a beautiful new dawn, and it will last for a millennia, and then when it's time for the prophecy to be fulfilled again, I guess that's when everything will come to pass.
Light calendar 4931, month of freedom. The moment belonging to worldbearing.
Belonging to worldbearing.
Are you ready to answer the call of the world,
Holy
friend?
hell. So I'm getting that correct here, by the way. It is like the idea that like what we did now was bring in a new Era Nova. Bring in a new world. As I said here, no black tide, no flame chase, no destruction. People are living a ordinary, peaceful life. But it's not something that's going to last forever. We still have to like destroy Iron Tomb. We still have to prevent the world from being destroyed. It's just that now we have, in my view, maybe I don't know if I'm getting this completely right, but I think in right now they built a world that is beautiful, a new dawn that is beautiful, that all these people have supported, whether it be from the sky, the ocean, the romantic weaving and the passages, all the stuff here, but it's not going to last forever.
Then go, and pen the Throne of Worlds' first stroke. For this world, made from countless wishes.
It is made from countless wishes.
You say that.
Huh?
But it's gonna be ages till we reach Light Calendar 4931.
Like, I love that our crew now is just like this version of Don Hog and this version of March. That's so funny to me.
I can make use of the crevices of time. But surely you and Don Hung won't have to wait around for a few thousand years.
Wait, so is March...
Right?
Sorry, if March is saying that she can use the crevices of time, she can hide in the crevices of time like she did before? With Ornyx and stuff like that, so like maybe time can pass by quicker for her, maybe?
That won't be necessary. We can simply sleep, and the chronocognitive anchor will wake us up.
Would you not? I know that they have something to do and know that they wanted, like, while they're in the mood to do it and stop, like, this from happening, they probably want to do it now. Honestly, like, it's one of those things that, like, would you not want to spend, like, at least a day in, like, pure bliss for a bit, you know what I mean? See this world without, like, a bit of, I know, here's the thing. The problem is, even if, like, you're spending a day where you're like, oh, let's go and have some food. Let's go enjoy Akama. Let's go enjoy these worlds without like all this like, you know, stuff happening. You're still in a position where you know in the back of your mind, like eventually this is going to have to like come to pass. I did expect him to be here, but not. I didn't expect him to be here right now, but like I expect him to not be far behind because like it's like there's no way they would have the big reunion and then just separate them. I just did not see them doing that. Like, at least not now. We might get. I don't know what's gonna happen an hour from now, 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now. You never know with Honkai Star Rail, but like they wouldn't just like quickly separate them. I feel like.
That's right. We've both become a part of the new world. Just waiting for you now.
Our consciousnesses can converse with each other across the heavens and the earth.
Wait.
Possibly due to the influence of the Trailblaze.
Wait, sorry. A lot of this stuff is. I feel like a lot of this stuff is a little bit confusing for me. We both become part of the new world. Just waiting for you now. Veil of Evernight, Pillar of Stone. That's what they're called. The Veil, like the Veil of Evernight, Pillar of Stone. We both become part of the new world. Just waiting for you now. So in this new dawn, they're part of it as like not. They're not like they're. When they say part of it, do they mean like, oh, well, he says here, our conscience can converse with each other across the heavens and earth, possibly due to the influence of the Trailblaze. So their consciousness are still in this world here. And they're waiting for Stell to be that deliverer again? Is that what's happening?
I am now connected with this earth. And I can feel the breath of every mountain range.
And we saw his idle animation where he was able to touch the ground and the grass grow out of the ground. It was really, really cool.
I see that the tallest among them is named Akama. And the form of the holy city is already taking shape.
Whoa.
In other words, your stage is almost set. Do you want to take a leaf out of Kefali's book and make some prophecies before your nap?
We're just gonna take a nap and like warp to the time. Like, can we not just like spend a little bit of time just hanging out?
But we're not the only ones who have changed.
Danhong's so tall now, it's crazy.
The chronocognitive anchor just transmitted a message stating that Iron Tomb has reacted to the Aranova.
Oh, Lord.
The moment when our friend bore the weight of 30 million cycles of memories.
So when Stell bore the weight, so it's something awakened in he reacted to it.
Was probably also when the scepter devoured 30 million cycles of destruction.
So we were kind of right last time in a way. We've long prepared for that, yeah. So we were kind of correct. I thought like it was like it would make Iron Tomb come closer to awakening, but I guess that is kind of like what happened when like we also like, you know, did the Aranova. It was like not the completion maybe, but you know what I was saying. I think last time I said like, oh, maybe he hatched in that moment, but in this case it's one of those things where like he also devoured 30 million cycles of destruction, and is probably ready to attack. It's bound to happen. I've long prepared for that. We can't wait any longer, and we'll stop Iron Tomb. This is so interesting looking at her with this voice.
You know, you don't have to shoulder this world all on your own.
Yes.
After someone boards the Express, the word alone ceases to
Yes.
exist. So as we reach the end of time, no one will be left to face
I
it alone.
freaking love this because again, that was like the messaging when it came to Finon's struggle as well, which I know is a different struggle. I want to make it clear. But like it's trying to showcase that, like, you know, this journey that we've been on, and we saw Finon struggle alone. We saw all these characters begging him, do not do this alone. Do not do this alone. To have like the conclusion be that like or like the opposite in this sense of Stell's journey being like, we have to stop Iron Tomb, and then her two best friends in the whole world being like, Stell, you're never alone, you know? You gotta accept this help as well. Which again, she would. Of course she would with these characters too. Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where like carrying that burden on your shoulders is something that Finon did, like, you know, and felt that he had to do it. In this sense, Stell has carried a burden on her shoulders, but it's also been at the it feels like along the way, as she's about, if she ever tries to stumble, or is about to stumble, she's had so many crisis errors to help her along the way as well.
Don Hung and I came here to specifically tell you
That's
that.
so awesome. Look at this.
Remember, this world is not a burden you bear alone.
Oh my god, this trio, man.
It's a journey we trailblaze
Heck
together.
yeah.
Alongside all of the
This
Express.
is so great. I know, thank you, my good friends. No need to remind you, you're always on my mind, 110%. You can't let me be the protagonist once, it's really, like, adorable. What I'm saying,
All
this.
right. It's time for Don Hung and me to go have a super long nap. Look after this world for us.
So they're gonna sleep.
The road ahead is long, but we'll be waiting for you at the end.
And Stella's, are we gonna go to...
We'll definitely meet again.
Oh my god, so again, that's their consciousness, right, going into a sleep. If you need to fill in any gaps for me, please do. But like, yeah, man, that's so freaking cool. Like, it feels so like, it's a beautiful and emotional, but also at the same time too, there's like a feeling of like, there's anxiety here. There's of course anxiety here because we know this is like, you know, we're close to facing Iron Tomb.
Let's take one more look at the other side of the sea.
Yeah?
Before we set off.
You mean Akama? She is a stunning character design. Really cool character design.
Is so quiet.
Just like how I remember.
Oh, when they said
Here
outside
we
the
are
sea,
once more.
I just thought they meant like we are going to Akama to check some stuff out here. Head to dock for one last look at the Sea of Ides Elysiae. I mean, legitimately story-wise, there would be no reason for us to come back to Ides Elysiae again, right? Unless there's like a story later on or something. You know what I mean? Like right now in the story, if we're talking about defeating Iron Tomb, it feels like Ides Elysiae was always like kind of like a hub world in some ways. Away from, or like at least the start of Finon's journey as well. I can't think of a reason why we'd come back here after this. Yeah. So what, again, it's a bit confusing for me, but what I think that they were saying there happened, that we came into this new world. This is the Aranova. New world was birthed. A world that was on the backs of everybody and everybody's sacrifices. Dawn, Hung, and March are here, but it's like their consciences are here, and they're like part of Amphoreus now. So they're able to communicate because of the power of the Trailblaze somehow with us as well. But they are also, and since they wouldn't be at the start of the journey or the start of the cycle, right? They wouldn't be. That's how they're able to communicate is at the moment, and they're going to go into a sleep and like wait for us at the end of this journey. Iron Tomb reacted to us doing the Aranova and the Erachrisia, and he devoured the 30 million cycles as we also brought the Aranova forward too. So now basically what has happened, and it's the same thing as anything. It's like the way if you want to kill like Freddy Krueger, you want to bring him out of the dream or somehow. You know what I mean? You want to take him out of the dream, and it's a thing where like it's a to fight Iron Tomb, you also have to like set him free in a way. And we were aware of this. We kind of like said it was going to happen last time. To fight a character that you kind of have to set him free too. I think that's what's happening here. Hey, Bartholomew. Bartunamu. Barconomu.
The scent of the black tide is now completely
That must feel
gone.
incredible after how many times we've just been like, you know, dealing with the black tide as well.
At last, the starting point of 30 million cycles has finally welcomed.
Its first end.
It's first end.
And the final end.
Yes.
Right? I can't hear his voice. There are no flowers there that bloom for him. Nor is there a star that is his.
Wait, when you say his voice, are you talking about Finon?
Finan
Yes.
is the only one
man.
who didn't reach the new world.
He gave everything to retain this momentary peace. Trusting him we'll meet again for sure. Finon waits inside. Yeah, of course he's still fighting, right? They said that he's still fighting inside Iron Tomb.
Look, the golden light that shone upon the grove still meanders between heaven and earth, like the prophecies of Amphoreus. It has to be a sign he left behind. It points towards the destruction and the deepest night. Do you still remember what I asked you at this exact spot the last time we set off?
Please.
Friend, are you ready to become a hero?
Man. And we were always like the hero within for Finon too, right?
You were still burdened by the weight of world-bearing back then. Still unsure of the role you were meant to play. But now, everyone has already given you the answer. The heroes of legends were just at the right place at the right time when the world needed a hero. Just like how your arrival kickstarted Amphoreus' fate once more.
It is really beautiful how they did that, because it didn't even feel like it was like a chosen one type story, which again, I love a chosen one type story. Like, give me a freaking, like, you know, a chosen one story every single day. But it didn't feel like that. It felt more just like right place, you know, right person right time, you know? It really felt like that's what it was.
A person's personality is their destiny.
Person's personality together will make it the best end possible. Do you think it's she's saying this because it's like the idea of trailblazing is like you pick your own trailblazing path, and the idea of like a person's personality being their destiny? I wonder if it's like because Cell was ready and receptive to be a hero in this story, she became the hero.
We best. Those are such beautiful words.
This is such a crazy design. I love that like we just kind of brushed past this in a way. Like we're just like, what is this? 30 million cycles, cool. You know?
Thank you, friend. I was also trying to cheer myself up with what I said.
There's a lot of pressure.
After all, before we truly compose the end of this story, I must also pluck up the courage to head off with you.
Oh my god.
And face a memory that I have forgotten for too long. And have denied for too
I wonder
long.
which memory this is. A memory I've forgotten for too long and I've denied for too long. I wonder. Whoa, are we...
It's so dark. What is this
What are
place?
we doing? Is it happening now?
The great tomb of the nameless titan.
Huh?
The deepest recesses of memory.
Are we just doing this now?
Also, the place where Cyrene was born.
Oh, okay. Weren't you born in 90 Silesiae? You got your lost memories back? Wait, because we saw her image in the same image as March, right? Birthplace, what do you mean? Yeah.
My apologies, friend. The more memories I got back along the way, the more I felt that something wasn't right. There's a sort of anxiety I can't get rid of. It's like when I was back in ID Silesiae, when the reflections in the water always made me wonder, which is the real me? The one reflected in the water, or the one standing on the shore?
There's music as well. Oh, she has the freaking symbol of Amphoreus on her wrist, I just noticed.
But I finally get it now.
Yeah?
Look, friend. The words on that wall are the answer.
I'm sorry, but this design is so sick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think that we've gotten so far into the story, if you just wanted to say exactly who you are, that would be, I think that makes sense as well.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Oh my god.
That rhymeless tune is the lullaby of little fairies.
As always, I'll read this book to
And
you.
this is Cyrene's voice again, reading the book to me 13, I guess. Look at this image.
That way it won't just be Cyrene's memories alone.
I've always thought that I was the narrator of the Flame Chase journey.
Yeah?
But as it turns out, the narrator is also the most devoted audience.
What do you mean? Yeah, if you, legit, we've come so far in the story, you could just say it.
At the moment of Era Nova, I was enveloped by the texture of memories. Within the glistening crystal, I saw countless Cyrenes.
Is that the same type of things we saw as well? Is it over cycles, or does she just mean legitimately in this vision?
As well as countless versions of me. This is the final puzzle piece of the memories.
Yeah?
A prison born of the erudition. A grave annihilated in the destruction.
Prison born of the erudition, a grave, okay.
That unknown solitary god. The 13th Titan who should not exist.
Wait.
The first new spore. The demi-urge is right here.
Wait, are you... What? Wait, no, what? Well, hold, no. I love you, Himiko, but please, go back. I adore...
The interrogation records have
Or
been
maybe don't.
submitted to the Marshal. According to the Ten Lords' decree, Jing Liu and Luocha shall continue to be detained in the Shu Ling.
Oh, wait, they're being detained right now? Jingliu and Locha. By the way, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm saying like I prefer Jinyuan to Himiko. Like Himiko, as a character, I love Himiko more than I love Jinyuan. I'm more saying that like if Jinyuan's on the screen right now, then you know we're getting something juicy. You know what I mean? The fact you haven't seen him in so long, for sure.
But you, Merlin's Claw, have been reluctant to end the transmission. Do you wish to reminisce with us? Or is there something else on your mind that you're just desperate to get out?
You're quite calm, Jingyuan. The Alliance only authorized the law to be deployed for this Iron Tomb operation.
This is so fun, being back here and seeing Fei Xiao. I always said Fu Xuan, Fei Xiao.
They say the Seer Strategist's wisdom shines like a beacon. So why can't you see things clearly now? Look who's talking. I didn't vote against it, did I? But, with enemies all around us, even a child knows the Marshal needs to keep a few Xianzhou ships in reserve. Just in
So
case.
this is their... Look who's talking. They say their seer strategist Yao Guang's wisdom shines like a beacon, so why can't you see things clearly now? But all enemies around us, even a child knows the Marshal needs to keep using anxious reserve just in case. Okay.
Whoever volunteers first is the Marshal's pick. If you have to ask, I'd say this outcome plays right into Jing Yuan's hands.
What is happening?
Like it or not, there's no way we're letting the Law Fu take the lead in this battle.
Oh my, Merlin's Claw. Are you afraid the Law Fu might steal the Yao Qing's glory?
Oh my god, Genuine being so as he always is very playful, a little bit snarky sometimes too. It's so good to see them again. It really is. I love that they keep bringing back characters in this way.
This is no laughing matter. Between the Stellaron crisis and the War Dance ceremony, though the chaos has settled, rumors and speculation are only growing by the day.
About Genuine?
With Elder Huaiyan around, those with ulterior motives won't be able to stir up any trouble. But once the Law Fu gets their hands on the golden blood, it'll be a whole different story.
They want to get their hands on the golden blood for, like, the Amphoreus golden blood, like the Ichor?
With the kind of person Jing Liu is, and her connection to you, I don't need to spell it out. There are countless ways this could be spun into something bigger.
Are they saying that, like, because we already knew this, that people had like a little bit of doubt in Jin Yuan, right? And between the crisis that happened, the war dance ceremony that went wrong, Jing Liu showing up with Lacha, are they saying that there's people here who now will be like gonna spin it into something like, oh, Jin Yuan maybe isn't like the best to lead this stuff? Because rumors and speculation already grown by day. I wonder if they have speculation about about Jin Yuan as a leader. Because remember they had like a little bit of doubt before too. And Yan was one of the people that was sent to investigate, but he kind of like realized, okay, in the end maybe they're not actually doing anything. Like he's actually is very reputable as a leader. But once they get their hand in the golden blood, are they legitimately after the golden blood? Like they think that this power is something that they want to take. Which again, Sancho's not like ever been opposed to conquest, but
You're overthinking it, General Fei Xiao. When I volunteered for this task, I never expected unanimous support from the Alliance.
I guess it's just about them not having support from everyone in the Alliance.
The Law Fu will seize the golden blood and redeem itself.
What?
That'll be our first win. Then we'll leverage this golden blood in the negotiations. Our second win. These two wins for the Law Fu will make all three of us happy. And that'll be our third win.
So they're trying to get the golden blood. Which again, when we're talking about golden blood, we're talking about the blood of destruction, right? The blood of Nanook, if I'm not mistaken. But he's going to use it as a negotiation tactic, so that like he actually has some leverage when it comes to like negotiating with the other people in the Alliance. So, the first win is obtaining the golden blood. And the second one is negotiating with the golden blood. How did they like obtain the golden blood? And again, it's one of those things where like I guarantee you it is because like again, we can't sit here and deny that the Xianqiu has not been about, like, conquest before, hasn't been about like, the idea of, like, power in some ways as well. But it just doesn't sit right with me at all.
Look, if this were a Skyfaring Commission deal, we'd be rolling in money, wouldn't we?
Maybe the Divine Foresight should change his name to the Optimistic Foresight instead?
With the Decalite reflection barrier, the Yuchue must understand even more than the Luofu how significant this battle is. Amphoreus' karma has vanished from the matrix of prescience. What omen does General Yao Guang see in this?
So they can't really, I guess, predict what's going to happen in the future with Amphoreus?
In divination studies, we call this an empty fortune. It involves the eons and is thus beyond what mere mortals can comprehend.
Your explanation isn't any clearer than Lady Fu's.
I mean, has been Honkai Star Rail since the start of Amphoreus. It feels like everyone started to, like, you know, speak in vaguer terms sometimes. I feel like they do it so much since the start of Amphoreus.
Come on. How hard is it to understand the word uncertainty?
So her explanation is an empty fortune involves aeons and thus is beyond what mere mortals comprehend. So I guess it's just literally saying that, like, it's like, since it involves aeons, it's hard to, like, for us to understand it.
For the Cobalt Head, the emergence of Iron Tomb is a calculated instant.
Is the word instant again?
But I don't believe they will just sit around waiting for death.
For Noose, this is a calculated instant, but I don't believe they will just sit around waiting for death.
And for the powers of the cosmos, this is a glimmer of hope for them, and the key to turning the tide of interstellar affairs. The Astral Express is leading the formation of an allied force, but I can see each faction has its own hidden agenda.
I mean, she's not freaking wrong whatsoever. Like, that's a common theme across all of Honkai Star Rail. We bring any faction with us, and look, even like it seems that the Hunt, the Luofu has their own agenda as well, right? Getting the Golden Blood. Honkai Star Rail has never shied away from, like, the political aspects of their game and showing that, like, you know, just because you're scratching someone's back doesn't mean that they're using that one hand to scratch your back and another hand to, like, pick up something off the ground that you haven't seen.
There are even divisions within the Alliance. So it's not that hard to imagine how the other factions will react.
And especially in the Xianqiu did political factions and factions in general so well.
Jing Yuan, I crossed paths with Selenova's Legion at the Battle of Sadunirama Star Cluster. Be extremely careful. The Ruined Legion's troops and weaponry are nothing to write home about. The IPC, even the denizens of Abundance, could take them on. However, while Void Rangers are just expendable pawns of the destruction, the real wild cards are...
The Lord Ravagers.
I mean, that's the Fantilia, terrifying. Iron Tomb now, absolutely godly terrifying.
Indeed. Nanook's emanators are also their weapons to burn down the paths. I'm afraid conventional military tactics and strategies will be useless against them.
Right.
My assessment is this. To completely take down a Ravager, we must disregard casualties and spare
Oh, geez,
no
when is the
cost.
frickin' Alliance
My
ever
only
not done that?
fear is
I'm sorry, but when has the Alliance... They're acting like this is a new thing for the Alliance. You know? Like, we have... This time around, we gotta make sure, like, we don't care about casualties. Oh, new day for you guys. No, like, we've heard countless stories of the Hunt and the war with them. You could say, well, that was the Rainbow Arbiter, 110%, but, like, if you're still involved in a war with the Rainbow Arbiter and alongside the Rainbow Arbiter and your god destroys an entire hospital right in front of you, and then you keep going on fighting the Abundance after that as well. To me, it's like, I don't know, like, at that point, you can't really argue that it's just the Rainbow Arbiter.
one wrong move, and the Luofu will fall into Fantilia's trap again, inching ever closer to
There's a lot happening all in one go here, because we just, like, cut from the idea of, like them talking about the first new spore, right? In terms of the 13th Titan, Demiurge. And then we came to here to talk about all this political stuff. And, like, if I'm just getting what we're getting it here, from the start to finish, just so I can understand all this stuff. The 10 Lords agree Jingliu and Luocha will continue. So they're Jingliu and Luocha are being contained. There is The Alliance only authorized the Law Fu to be deployed to Iron Tomb's operation, so only the Law Fu are going after the Iron Tomb operation. So they can't. So Yao Guang, whose wisdom is a seer strategist, but can't see what's happening now. And then it's with all the enemies around us, even a child knows Marshall needs to keep a few Ziancho ships in reserves in case. So it's like they're saying the reason why they're not sending the entire alliance is because just in case they need to keep people held back a little bit. Jin Yuan all volunteered first, so that's who they picked first to go on this mission. Like it does, there's no way letting the Law Fu, there's no way we're letting the Law Fu take the lead in this battle. So Fei Xiao's like, yeah, even though you are the ones that are deployed, we're not just letting you do this on your own. And then they talk about the idea that like there are rumors that are going around about the Law Fu with the war dance and the Stellar Crisis, or I wonder if it's like it might not just be about the confidence in Jin Yuan, just what could happen here. If the Stellar Crisis happened, the war dance ceremony stuff happened, the stuff with Jing Liu, but they're also saying like as well, like, you know, her connection to you. I don't need to spell it out. There are countless ways it could spawn into something bigger. When they say that's what I'm thinking. It's about like the confidence in Jin Yuan, or something like that. Because then afterwards they talk about the idea of he volunteered for the task and didn't ask for support. I think maybe she's saying is like the reason why it could be a reason why they're sending you out by yourself is because when he says you're overthinking this, he's like, well, I volunteered for this. I never expected support. He's saying maybe they're not giving you support because they worry about your connection to Jing Liu. They worry about like, you know, what happened with your maybe incompetence with the Celeron crisis and the war dance ceremony, which you heard that before. That's what they were trying to investigate, what Wine was investigating too. And then they're saying they're going to seize the Golden Blood, which is crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. And they're going to use it in negotiations, which again, I'm not sitting here ever saying that like the Xianzhou is perfect, right? And there's a reason. Everyone has ulterior motives. Everyone's going to do something for something else, right? And while, like, you know, you could say, well, shouldn't the Xianzhou support Stel because they're friends? But I feel like this is an operation that is going to lead to like mass casualties. So like maybe them being like, well, we want something out of it. Let's get something out of it. And he's going to use it as a negotiation with the Alliance. So I wonder if it is about the confidence in Jin Yuan. I wonder if it is about them like being suspicious of Jin Yuan. And he's like, well, you can't really like do anything to me because I have the Golden Blood. We're dealing with Skyfaring Commission deal, we'd be rolling in money, wouldn't we? And then there's Jin Yuan talks about the Decalight reflection barrier, and Yushe must understand more than Law Fu how significant this battle is. And Amphoreus' camera has vanished from ancient prescience. What does the General Yao Guan see in this anomaly? It's an empty fortune. It's something we can't even comprehend at this moment. And then she says, for the Cobalt Head, the emergence of Iron Tomb is a calculated instant, but I don't believe they will just sit around waiting for death. So they're saying that Noose is aware of the idea of Iron Tomb being, which would make sense if they had all knowledge in the world, I guess, but is it one of those things that maybe they're aware of like Iron Tomb being born, but they're not going to just accept it? They're going to fight back in some ways. The Astro Space is leading a formation of alliance, but everyone is going to have their own hidden agenda. The divisions amongst the alliance was not hard to imagine other factions would react. Jin Yuan, I crossed paths with the Solanova's Legion at the Battle of Cyrene Star Cluster. Be careful, the Rune Legion's troops and weaponry are nothing to write home about. But they're talking about then the real enemy here is the idea of what they say here, the Ravengers, the Lord Ravengers. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. But it just, I think we got the kind of...
Doubt is exactly the demon she wants to plant in our hearts.
That would make sense. Yeah, and I do think this is like a honestly, like, very true. For any type of villain, the first thing you would like to do is divide people, or to make people feel like they can't win.
Do you still remember the beginning of the Alliance Oath? To save future generations from war and bloody dispute. The Rainbow's arrows have always aimed at any force that threatens the cosmos. Okay. Now that the Trailblaze walks alongside us, the Cloud Knights shall keep their oath as they have from the beginning. I just hope those on the front line will remain safe.
Oh, man. So that's the thing, right? As we said, like, they never paint, like, the Xian Zhou as being perfect, right? And they don't paint Jing Yuan as being perfect. But by God, he cares about the friendship that he fostered with the Trailblazers. And it's, again, he has ulterior motives here, of course. But you can tell, like, 100% that he does very much care about, like, Stell and their well-being and the well-being of the people on the Asteroid Express as well.
The chronocognitive anchor is sending a signal. Everyone, time to move out.
Did she and the others make it?
Let me go over the plan one more time just in case. You'll enter Amphoreus, reunite with your three
Holy
separated
hell.
companions, and try to locate Iron Tomb from within the world. Who are you taking with you?
The fate of the universe hangs in the balance. We can't afford any slip-ups. I suggest
No way.
everyone except Pom Pom join the
So
fight.
Sunday too? Does that mean Black Swan as well? Does that mean Herta as well? Does that mean everybody?
We do need to be prepared for all possible contingencies. I have no objection to this.
I mean, it makes sense. And exactly what... It's such good writing to have Fei Xiao in one scene be like, the real problem here is the Lord Ravengers. That's the problem. That's what's scary. And then the next scene have the characters be like, we have to prepare for everything. We have to bring everybody. They're not shying away from how absolutely terrifying this is going to be.
I'll do whatever I can.
Oh, I know you will. I know you will, my precious boy.
Meanwhile, Screwy and I will continue attacking the Demiurge Matrix. That is, the Scepter's kernel from the outside.
Okay.
With our two-pronged attack, we'll turn this hunk of metal into scrap for sure. Now we just wait for those two to get back.
Can I just say as well, right? And I said this before, that I do think like a lot of the characters in Amphoreus speak in like big philosophical paragraphs. And I want to make it clear here. Herta is like the complete like opposite, and it's kind of like sometimes very cool to have her just be like everyone else is like, this hunk of instead of saying this hunk of metal scrap, they talk like in a few lines about how like in a very romantic sense. And on the other side, Herta is just like, yeah, what if I just like kick this? What if I do this? But I don't think it's a negative that everyone talks in very philosophical and romantic and almost like they're doing stage play where they're turning to the crowd to talk to them. Because I do think that Amphoreus is like a romantic stage play. I think it always has been. So I don't think it's a negative thing that everyone talks in these big philosophical soliloquies. Because it's different from everywhere else, right? When we're in Belobog, everyone talks to you pretty straightforward. When we're in the Xian Zhou, everyone does like kind of have like a bit some ulterior motives, but they talk about stuff in a very like different fashion as well. When you're in Penacony, everyone's like, I don't think that in Penacony it's more like I feel like when people talk to you in Penacony, there is like a little vagueness to it, but I think it's more that like the mystery is like encapsulating everyone rather than everyone is just like trying to like has a romantic way of speaking. It's like a different thing. Like in Amphoreus, everyone's just romantically speaking. In Penacony, everyone kind of just has like a mystery within inside every one of their hearts, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense whatsoever. That's the way it sounds like in Penacony. Oh my god.
Oh, and just like
the crew,
they're here.
This is a crazy crew.
Sorry to keep you waiting. With Planet Screwlum's help, the formation of the Cosmic Alliance to counter Iron Tomb is progressing
the Cosmic
smoothly.
Alliance. This is how they're building it up.
The cosmos has set its sights on Amphoreus, and now it's just waiting for the first
This is
shot.
so cool. They have built up how huge this battle is and how huge this is so well.
Well then, let's not waste any more time, Fourth Mirror.
It's my time to shine! Finally off the bench! Initiating thought refraction.
It's so well done.
Please read the safety protocols carefully.
Huh?
Just kidding! I've already checked the agreement box for everyone. And now, destination, Amphoreus. 3, 2, 1, launch!
Yeah, incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. Because the anxiety just grows and grows, but it's also like this really epic moment. Oh my god, look at all the
flow of Memoria is so heavy here.
I'm sorry, but like, and Sunday picking up the flow of Memoria, but I'm sorry, but like, this is so crazy to me. For Himiko, Welt, Black Swan, and Sunday being in the vortex of Genesis, this sounds like a fan fiction that is so wild. So the story starts, Welt, Himiko, Black Swan, Sunday in the vortex of Genesis, and you're like, oh yeah, sure, buddy. This is like, no, they're actually here. It's crazy.
Unlike Penacony's dreamscape, This place has built up a true epic measured in millennia.
Wow. And again, I love that it's him picking up on this.
The vortex of Genesis, where all myths begin and end. And in this new world created by the Nameless, the infinite cycles have been broken.
That's so sick, man. Stell is truly incredible. Like, legitimately incredible. And it's one of those things where you could say it is a Chosen One story with Stell as well, like, from the start. But that's, like... I think that they, like... If someone has an issue with a Chosen One storyline, right, which I know some people do sometimes... I do think that while Stell isn't technically, like... I think Stell is, like... It is kind of a Chosen One, but it's less of a Chosen One and more just like, oh, she's the right person in the right place. You know what I mean? She's the right person for this job. But again, you had plenty of chances to get off the horse, you know, and if you're an Amphoreus still complaining about a Chosen One story, it's like you had plenty of time when Stell was like, you know, one of the most important characters throughout this entire game to get off the car, you know. But I still maintain that she's not just a Chosen One, she's someone who walks alongside with everyone, not like this messianic character.
Let's set up the Trailblaze beacon and establish contact with the outside
Man,
world.
we're actually doing this like big, like, cosmic-wide attack on Iron Tomb.
I'll leave it to you then. It'd be better for me to not show myself in front of the Garden of Recollection.
Fair enough, guys. My heart is pounding. My heart is pounding with this
And,
stuff.
Mr. Sunday, you probably shouldn't show yourself either.
Agreed.
Because Sunday, well, Sunday's technically still on the run as well, right?
The Astral Express has landed. If you receive this message, please respond immediately. Over.
Oh my god, look at Mom and Dad.
This is the Cianjo Alliance.
Stop.
Communications normal.
This is so cool.
Interastral Peace Corporation. Communications normal.
What if I die? What if I drop dead? What if I just die?
No response from the Galaxy Rangers.
No.
Not surprising.
Stop.
But I didn't expect the family to also stay silent at such a critical
Please let him meet Stell. Please let him say hi to Stell.
That's a pretty blatant disregard from the family for Penacony's independent director, I'd say. Long time no see, Miss
Oh
Himiko.
my god, Jade is here too. What a like, this is so crazy. Again, it's like adventuring Jade, and I know they're not technically here, Fu Xuan, in the Vortex of Genesis.
It's been quite a while, Madam Jade.
This is so... I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing.
The significance of this battle rivals that of the campaign against Sulo. Only through victory can we disperse the shadow of Iron Tomb that looms over countless worlds.
Look at that. Look how gorgeous he is, even in, like, 2D Fruity form.
The 10 Stonehearts shall spare no effort for such a grand mission for the preservation.
But again, is what the Xianqiu, is what Jin Yuan and Fei Xiao said was true, right? Is that people have, like, ulterior motives. Which, again, is... The IPC doesn't just, you know, they will look for something that they can gain from it too, 110%. But sometimes there is, like, a necessary, like, thing where you... Like, even though we know, like, a lot of these factions, whether it be, like, again, Jin Yuan looking for the Golden Blood, these characters probably looking for something for themselves too. There is a necessary thing here, because it's like, yeah, do we want people, like, taking the Golden Blood from Amphoreus? No. Do we want, or from, yeah, you know what I mean? Do we want the IPC to get their claws in Amphoreus in any way, shape, or form? Or to even, like, you know, join this thing where they can maybe get an advantage in some other way? No, we don't want that, right? But sometimes there are these necessary things that happen here. And they're showing that, like, against all odds, people need to work together beyond their notions of what they're going to take or what they need or what their ulterior motives are, because this threat is so huge.
Madam Jade led the Intelligentsia Guild in conducting specialized research on Iron Tomb's past activities.
So smart, Aventurine. That was your idea, I bet. I shouldn't say that's so bad. I was glazing Aventurine so bad that I literally just took his freaking, like, an accomplishment away from, like, a woman. Please disregard that 100%.
The bad news is the collapse of the erudition won't just affect inorganic beings.
You mean Iron Tomb can infect organic life too?
So...
Well, the good news is, so far, its effects on organic life are under control. The infection progresses slowly, and the resulting neuropathy is non-fatal. In any case, The IPC can guarantee targeted vaccine coverage
Wow.
within 48 system hours in all star zones within the medical system.
That's pretty impressive. So, bad news: the collapse irradiation won't just affect inorganic beings. You mean Iron Tomb can affect organic life too? The good news so far, so it's like when they get infected from this, the collapse of the irradiation, they can like use a vaccine to cure them.
What about other star zones? At a time like this, are the followers of the Firmament Arbiter still trying to make a profit?
I remember you, Master Diviner. Your performance during the Third Denizens of Abundance War was quite impressive.
That's Fu Xuan, right? Show some respect.
Please rest assured, all worlds can purchase vaccines from the IPC with a humanitarian discount.
What?
That's the current policy at the very
Why did I
least.
expect any different? Why did I expect any different?
But if the Xianzhou Alliance is willing to assist with the IPC's assets in Epsilon and other star systems, we'll have more cards to play when reiterating to the board the necessity of deep cooperation.
So it is again trading this stuff here. If you can help us, then we can convince the board that this type of cooperation is needed, you know?
It makes sense, since Interracial Peace Entertainment's headquarters is in Epsilon. But why are all the other worlds on the list?
Epsilon. Epsilon sounds from... Have you heard Epsilon before? We probably have.
Places that the Elation has visited?
Think of it as a long-term investment. Please understand that everyone at Pierpoint is swamped with Iron Tomb work, especially the marketing development department. At this rate, even the 10 Stonehearts can only do so much.
His voice is so nice even when it's compressed.
Having some assistance from the Alliance would surely benefit the entire cosmos. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, so they're saying they want to make a deal with like the Xianzhou Alliance, and this is going to help them convince them that this cooperation can continue past this point too. So he's saying everyone at Pierpoint is swamp Iron Tomb work. We can only do so much, so we need some assistance with this.
As an old Xianzhou saying goes, those who succeed should help all under heaven. Your proposal must be decided on by the 7 Arbiter Generals. I'm just here to relay the message.
Right, so it has to be all of them.
In times of crisis, the Luofu will not hesitate to help those in need.
I agree.
However, the prerequisite is that the IPC must unconditionally assist the Alliance with emergency rescue operations in the disaster area.
Of course. In the name of preservation, all for the Amber Lord.
For the Amber Lord as well. So the deal is, it's like, yeah, we will not hesitate to help everybody we need, or like in need, which they have in the past. Like, I want to make it clear, like, you know, the Xianzhou like will help people that they see that needs help. We're on 110%. But the IPC must assist with rescue operations because they know there's going to be casualties, and that's what's so terrifying about this. They have to like almost ignore the casualties because they know this is going to be a devastating battle. They know this is going to be insane.
Thank you all for your selfless dedication.
Himiko's a great speaker because...
It's clear that each party still has
Oh my god,
qualms about everything.
they were hiding behind like a wall, which is so funny. But yeah, it's like Himiko, as I said, a great speaker, saying like selfish dedication, right? Selfless dedication. We know everyone has like some. We even heard they have like dealings they want to make and deals they want to do, and like they probably have ulterior motives and stuff like this as well. But I don't really care too much, as because this is like a united front against a devastating, terrifying entity.
The clash between destruction and erudition isn't just about the fate of the cosmos. It's a moment for all factions to reshuffle their cards.
Like a reset. Like everyone now has a different bargaining chip almost, you know?
You can never be too careful when battling a Lord Ravager. All are equal in matters of life and death.
Yeah. And again, look how they're setting this up. It's like, yeah, we know that these guys are trying to reshuffle their cards. We know they have ulterior motives. We know they have all this stuff here that's going on as well. We can't be picky.
In any case, we can only hope for the best in all that's to come. It's about time we dive into the vortex and see what Amphoreus looks like on the inside.
Oh my god.
I wonder where she and the others are right now.
Wait. Oh, so these are like this. We have Himiko as a character like that that's on our team. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that kind of does confuse me sometimes, guys. Oh, I have to like block the screen. No, I don't. There he is. I know, like, there's stuff that's, like, it's gonna be so confusing for me. Like, I'm just saying, like, there will be so many things that are confusing for me. Because, again, there's like, little bits here or there. I can always look back on episodes and stuff like that, too. But it's gonna happen. But, you know, what can you do? Like, right now, I think, like, we have a good grasp on things, but I'm sure there's some stuff I will miss as well. Receives a contact request. You try to respond.
Hello. How's the signal? Can you hear us?
No way! Wait! Oh, wait, why did I sit up like I'm like visitors are coming in? I sat up in my chair as if like I have to like show up really well for Sela and Bronya and the gals. Topaz here too.
Through. I can see the video feed.
No way!
Miss Bronya? Miss Serval?
Are they joining in too?
What a surprise. It's been a while.
Is Belobog joining in?
We've already heard from Miss Topaz about the Iron Tomb operation.
Oh, it's the vaccine.
She made a special trip to deliver the vaccine to Belobog.
Great stuff.
I can't believe the express crew is at the eye of that storm. Is everything going smoothly?
I love the, like, again, like, Bronya's so worried about Asilla in that sense too. But if you told me that there was a big battle with a Ravager happening, I would assume that Cell was there and the crew.
Don't worry, we're still following the plan step by step. How's the situation in Belobog?
Eurillo 6 is located on the outskirts of the preservation barricade. While it won't bear the brunt of the first wave, there's still a risk from the aftershocks.
It's so interesting that it's like a it's gonna affect everybody, right? It's gonna affect everybody. And it's a tale as old as time that works so well in every single story, which is like, we can sit idly by and do nothing, but like, it's going to affect everybody.
That kid Japard and Pela are busy organizing the Silvermane Guards, having them consolidate their lines and dig trenches. Zila and Lynx just got back from the Geomarrow vein production chain. Hey, do you want to say something to them?
No way.
That would be unnecessary. It'll only shake their morale. Just tell them to stay
I
safe.
need more Sela stuff. I need more Sela stuff right now.
Miss
What a
Bronya,
cast.
I'm afraid this disaster will be far more terrible than you can imagine. Please, be sure to follow Miss Topaz's instructions and make thorough preparations.
Of course. We have resealed most of the engine of creation beneath the ice to prevent the will of the preservation from becoming an accomplice to the destruction.
Okay.
Don't worry, Miss Himiko. Belobog is far more resilient than we
So
imagined.
if is it because like when they say that they become an accomplice to destruction, do they mean like it's like the idea that like since the destruction spreads and infects stuff, it could infect the will of preservation as well? Just like the Celeron kind of did in a way.
We really wish we could help, but Eurillo 6 has
don't
only
worry
just
about
woken
it.
up from its hibernation.
Don't worry about it. You guys are still finding your footing.
The Astral Express, standing at the forefront of disaster, is the hope for many ordinary civilizations across the universe.
This is incredible.
In the face of a massive catastrophe like this one, relatively smaller civilizations have never had many options.
Yeah, well, I know, I totally understand. You guys, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they're saying sorry they can't do anything. You guys were literally victims of a freaking, you know, nearly millennium-long disaster that devastated you to the point that it created, like, a class system in your country. People were getting killed. Resources were limited. Like, oh, every day soldiers were dying, and you're still thinking about us? I know you're still picking up the pieces. Sela wants to just jump in and fight Iron Tomb, you can tell.
But that's exactly why we have a resolve that's second to none.
You tell us.
If anything goes wrong, Miss Topaz, I hope you can help out and rescue the affected citizens.
Yeah.
No problem. Also, didn't the Xianzhou sign a friendship agreement with Eurillo 6 earlier? They won't stand by idly either.
Yes, they did. They did. Remember with the was it the Luca event where they made a companionship between the Xianzhou and I think it was.
I appreciate your kindness, everyone. But Eurillo 6 is our home.
Wow.
We will defend it to our last breath until the
Look
last
at Sela.
Belobogian falls.
Sela's so proud of her girlfriend. Look at this. She's like, man, that's my girl. Look, just boring a hole in the back of her head with how much he loves her. I love this though. I love Bronya being like, yeah, I'm happy for the help, but please stop underestimating us. And it's true though, man. They like the fact that they survived all those years. And Bronya's a great leader.
Miss Bronya. May all civilizations that have made it this far on their own strength weather this crisis together.
What an incredible scene here. Wait, do we get to see more? Like, oh my god, look how many there are. There's like 4 more as well. We get to contact more allies. This is the greatest day of my life. Who's next? But yeah, with the stuff with Belobog there, Belobog has always been the most resilient place. It has always been so powerful in its own right and has, you know, stood so true amongst like the destruction and again, it said like the class system, the death of their fellow people in that world too, the cold, all this stuff. They had a freaking like demon in Gacolia leading them. They have always been resilient, and I genuinely do believe it's like one of those things where when Bronya says like, "Don't worry about us, we will do something," I think they're like survivors at heart. Just end of. Okay, we already talked to her as well, but it's okay.
Good news, Miss Himiko. The 7 Arbiter Generals have reconsidered the current situation, and I'm here to relay their message. Officially, the Alliance's combat forces will still be limited to the Luofu, but the Yaoqing has also been deployed in the surrounding war zone as a contingency.
Fei Xiao was not going to let this happen alone, right, for the Luofu.
Words cannot express our gratitude. Getting the hunt to agree on sending troops must have taken quite some effort from General Jing Yuan.
Right.
The Luofu already considers the Express an important ally. We also have no intention of hiding the fact that there is indeed something the Xianzhou seeks
there we
from
go.
this Iron Tomb operation.
Yeah, I love that she's just saying this outright.
But this time, the Marshal herself decided to send out troops. With a formidable enemy before us, the Alliance has no reason to back down. Nor will we be content to take a back seat.
Yeah, I think it's great as well because I think it shows that there is a friendship and an alliance between us and the Astral Express and Stell, right? Because to me it breaks the trust apart if like they don't let us again, it's one of the things where like I didn't expect them to have to do that because, you know, everyone's gonna have ulterior motives in some ways. But for them to just be honest and be like, yeah, we do want something out of this. We're just being real with you, but there's no way we're gonna take a back seat. And there's no way we're going to go away, you know, not fight for people who need someone to fight for them.
If we can stand together with civilizations across the universe to overcome this crisis, then we must do so, even at the cost of our own lives.
'Cause that's the thing, man. This is going to destroy everyone.
The Alliance truly embodies the principle of righteousness. It's fortunate that the cosmos has great heroes.
I'm so glad we have them on our side. I'm so glad. And honestly, like, you know what's funny? Kafka kind of set up this like trailblaze friendship with Xianzhou, you know?
You're too kind. As for that Jade Abacus of Allying Oath, you can save it for when you're in more dire need.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah, the thing that, I think it's the thing that Don Hung has. But yeah, like, I think it's like, that's really freaking, yeah, and it's one of those things that I really love about that conversation there. As I said, like, it makes sense that they would want to be honest with the Astral Express because they don't want it to be a thing where, like, I know why they didn't tell them exactly what they wanted in terms of, like, their ulterior motives, because I'm pretty sure, like, for anybody, if you're like, yeah, we want the Golden Blood, that's terrifying. That's scary. Like, the first thing that, like, is going to be, like, and I know saying it in front of Himiko is probably different, but, like, if you said it in front of, like, a Stell or a Cyrene, they'd probably be like, like, maybe that's not a power that should be just, like, shared with the world in that sense. But they're being honest with the Astral Express and saying that, hey, we have, like, ulterior motives as well. But that doesn't change the fact that we also deeply care about the people of the Astral Express. We will want to fight alongside you, and we know how devastating this is. They're showing so many layers to the situation. It's the same thing with, like, the IPC there, where it's like the IPC are aware. If we don't do something, everyone's gone. Everyone's just dead. It's over. Things are going to be absolutely destroyed, right? So we have to fight, but they're also like, hey, we could also like stay in our cushy house. We need some kind of like contingencies and like assurances to convince the rest of our board that we have to keep doing this. There is like a thing where it's like, yes, people have ulterior motives, but they also have like an understanding of how devastating this could be. And also with there as well, like the whole thing of the obtaining the gold blood, they're being honest about at least having an ulterior motive. And it doesn't surprise me that like because, as I said, the Xianzhou is not this, like, sunshine and daisy world. The idea that the Xianzhou who has been famous for many times over of being this very, like, in my opinion, Xianzhou was a very war-hungry, in the name of what they believe is righteousness, war-hungry alliance, right? It is. I just think it is, especially when it comes to, like, stuff with the abundance, stuff like that as well. 110%. Not that I can sit here and say the abundance like this, like, oh, poor little abundance. But obviously there is, like, a nuance to every situation. There is a black and white to every, and grays to every situation. It's not just black and white, there's grays to every situation, like, there as well when it comes to the abundance or when it comes to the Xianzhou and what the morality is there. But I do think it is one of those situations where, like, it's not surprising to me that, like, a Xianzhou leader would crave power. Right now he's saying he wants it for leverage. I'm not saying that, like, all of a sudden Jinuen's gonna be like, I have the golden blood, time to destroy the world. I'm not saying that, but, like, any Xianzhou Alliance member seeking something that is powerful doesn't surprise me too much at all, to be honest. Oh my god. Brigstel right here, right now.
I regret to inform you, Miss Himiko, that even the Strategic Investment Department is constrained when it comes to the Iron Tomb issue. And it would be difficult to meet the expectations of the Astral Express.
So they're still holding back some things they'd be able to do?
However, Madam Jade instructed us to look after our nameless friends as much as possible. So let me offer you all a small suggestion. Just from my personal perspective.
Sure, whatever you want. Whatever you say, pretty.
Other departments at the IPC might also take this opportunity to extend an olive branch to you.
Yeah?
When that time comes, I hope the Astral Express will remember that the 10 Stonehearts were willing to stand with the Trailblaze, even though we were in a difficult position. And more importantly, we were the only ones willing to do so.
Very interesting. So the phrasing here is, other departments might also take this opportunity to extend all the branch to you. They're like, oh, like, this is a chance to get in with the Astral Express, right, in terms of the IPC branches. But eventually you're saying, like, don't forget, we were the ones willing to help originally. It's so well written, man.
Sounds like a threat, doesn't it? But trust me, every word comes straight from the heart.
Oh my god.
Has the internal conflict within the IPC really gotten this bad?
Everyone knows about the bad blood between Diamond and Oswaldo, but at least until now they've had an uneasy truce. Until the Lord Ravager Archforger caught the board's attention. I'll leave it at that, as it's confidential information. Hope you can understand.
Okay, what if I kiss you?
I understand. Our immediate priority is to address the Iron Tomb crisis. Let's hope for success from the start. This might help ease everyone's pressing concerns.
So I actually think it's so interesting because, again, while it is like, you could take it two ways in that way. You could say with Adventuring being like, remember, we were the ones that wanted to help. You could take it as him being like, just remember, hey, like, think about this. We were the ones that helped, so if you get someone else trying to join up with you, remember it was us who tried to help you. So don't betray us, please, in that sense. You could also see it as kind of a threat. Remember, we were the ones to help you. Don't betray us. You could take it in two different tones. Don't betray us. Don't betray us. Don't betray us. You could take it in all those tones, and it would, like, you know, it's just, you never know with the way they're speaking there. But again, I love the little alliances that we have here in this game, and how, like, things get, like, politically complicated, and, like, in terms of factions and different branches and stuff like this too. And the fact that, like, you know, they're trying to make sure they're, you know, covering all bases. Because again, the Astral Express is a powerful ally to have. It's a great ally to have across the entire cosmos. So other branches of the IPC would be like, oh wow, this, if we help the Astral Express right now, then in the future, like, we're gonna be aligned with them. And people want that. People definitely want that. Attempt to contact the Galaxy Ranger representative. Come on. No response.
Of course. We would never know the Ranger's comings and goings.
There we go. Interesting way of doing that. And then there's one more here as well. This has been a very interesting scene. Attempt to contact the family representative. Ugh.
Miss Himiko, is that you?
Yes. And you
Wait.
are Miss Robin.
Robin?
Yes. I apologize for not being able to respond during the meeting earlier. And even now I can only appear in disguise.
I said because I was like, I don't like the family, but then it's like Robin, like, is just okay, yeah, I like that part of the family.
On behalf of the Penaconian family branch,
tried to request aid from the family. We essentially received no response.
Then we'll remember this, right? And I'm sorry, no, not with you, Robin. I'll always like fight to protect you. I love you dearly, and you're amazing, and you're incredible. But like, we will remember this.
I've heard about the internal conflicts within the family. Miss Robin, there's no need to apologize. Every bit of strength is precious at this moment.
Thank you for understanding. The good news is, since you're one of the shareholders of Penacony, the family heads have agreed to allow me to lead all Asdanian tuners to the front line.
Okay. So that's something.
My charitable foundation will also do as much as possible to provide support in this battle. They'll ensure that proper arrangements are provided for those wounded on the front lines, and for residents in affected areas.
That's more than something. That's more than something.
Miss Robin, I'm beyond moved by your spirit of self-sacrifice.
That's more than something.
The Astral Express would also like to make a promise that we won't leave any companion behind.
I love this, man, because even like you could hear in Robin's voice, she was kind of upset that she couldn't give everything. But like even this stuff here, like that's more than something, especially like when there's like internal conflicts happening, to be able to give us anything. Really incredible stuff. Yeah, this was a really great insight, and like again, once again, the build up of the fight against Iron Tomb, they're doing an absolutely fantastic job of this, because it does feel like everyone's aware of how dangerous this is. You know, talking to Bronya and how like and Topaz bringing the vaccine to Bronya. Aventurine talking about how like other IPC branches are going to try and get involved with this whole situation too. Hearing about the Zanshio openly admitting, yeah, we're looking for something else to involve in this too, but this is something that's going to affect the whole world. We are going to fight for alongside you with this stuff too. The possible stuff with the Galaxy Rangers getting involved also. Sunday, you know, Black Swan, all of us, the Astro Express, everybody getting involved in this stuff too, because this is something that affects everybody. You know what I mean? It's really, really well done. The anxiety is there. Oh man, this crew being in Amphoreus, man, it's so cool.
Why is there no one here?
Everything in Akama seems normal. The new world was enjoying peaceful times not long ago.
Did something change?
It seems it was even more recent than not long ago, Miss Himiko.
The fruit on the table is freshly cut.
Interesting.
And the bath temperature is just right. The remembrance tells me this place was bustling with people just moments ago.
What do you mean? What?
It's as if everyone vanished in an instant.
Could this be
Xandar's
doing?
Unlikely. He's still under the surveillance of those two geniuses.
Good.
Could it be some kind of local custom?
Like something going on?
A custom that makes an entire city fall silent in an instant.
His hair looks really good here.
Pardon my frankness, Mr. Yang, but this reminds me of some unsettling rumors about the Harmony. Complete silence
is often the prelude to divine intervention.
Huh?
Everyone, be careful.
But wait.
Here they come. Here they come. The nameless of the Astral Express.
But is this not the Evernights?
Evernight? How is this possible? She was already...
We are the chroniclers of time, and we do not fade away.
Oh, so they don't fade away with them. When March and Evernight were combined, they didn't fade away.
Finally, the last era Nova has been completed.
What did you do to the residents of the Holy City and the three names?
Yeah.
I didn't need to do anything. The remembrance will ultimately become the substance of the new world. Now, they are no longer the trailblazers you once knew, but gods who permeate heaven and earth.
What are you saying?
The 12 titans who guard Amphoreus.
Yeah?
Stop fooling around, March. Come on.
No. I mean, yes, absolutely amazing. Like, we're getting a freaking March for March and Himiko, like, reuniting, March and Welt reuniting. But, like, this is all a joke from March. I'm smiling so hard now, knowing that she's like, in a space where she can play a prank on her mother, you know? What tipped her off? Was it, like, when she said, like, This was it like too over the top? Because I was like, what do you mean? Because she's going, no, because she was calling herself a god who permeates heaven and earth as well. So Himiko's like, no. Oh my freaking god. Guys, I'm sorry, but that is the best possible thing they could have done for a reunion with these characters. To have March play a prank on her mother.
Getting seen through right away is just so embarrassing.
I think it's because you called, like you said, that Don Hung Stell and you became gods.
You've obviously been learning from the theatrical
Yeah,
culture
I'm
in
smiling so
Amphoreus.
hard. I'm smiling so much right now.
But if possible, I'd prefer our reunion to be a bit more casual and laid back.
I'm so happy to even see her near these characters.
As expected, I can't hide anything from Himeko and Mr. Yang.
That's Manda. That's Manda.
Well, long time
my
no
God.
see. Guess I'm back.
I can't believe she played a prank like that. Because I was like, you know what's so funny? Like, I know like we don't understand everything all the time. But like, I legit was like, I was like, I don't think this makes any sense. What's happening? And then I was like, oh, okay, it's a prank. Yeah.
We should be the ones to say that.
Oh.
Sorry for keeping you
Oh,
waiting.
she's so, Himiko, that's so lovely to say.
So these jellyfish are the Titans'
You know what I mean?
power?
Like it's kind of like it takes the pressure off of March in any way, like of this reunion, and also then acknowledges the fact it's like, you know, they felt pain leaving March like this for so long. They felt pain that March was like left in this space for so long as a Memo sprite. Not that like, you know, that's what they were thinking entirely, but like to them it's their child that was left to suffer. And for Himiko, just like I guess not Himiko's, it's not Himiko's fault, but any single parent that would be like, I'm sorry we took so long to help you out. You know what I mean? Any good parent would be, regardless of like the fault or whatever.
They're just tiny manifestations of the Veil of Evernight, used for scouting and communication. If I went all out, I could summon way more
Oh my
of
god,
them.
you know what it's like? It's like when a kid shows like their parent like their remote control car at Christmas.
Thanks to her, we all turned into Titans in the New World. Sure, we can take on humanoid forms, but it feels off.
How intriguing. So what does she look like
The
now?
same.
It can't be a raccoon with a baseball bat, I suppose.
Again, I would have taken like if they did a cutscene where like March ran in here and hugged Himiko and Welt. Of course, I'd be in bits like crying. Of course, it would be. But there's something so special about the reunion, just starting with a prank, a joke about some raccoons and baseball bats. March describing Titan powers as if it's a kid showing like their RC car at Christmas to their parents. Like, it's a unique way of doing a reunion.
Please don't add weird stuff to Amphoreus' lore. Just go see it with your own eyes. Follow the prophecy's guidance and come to
I'm sorry, but like, that's that has to be like self-aware in some way where it's like, we got enough lore. We got enough stuff happening. Don't add some weird stuff to it.
She looks way more majestic now than she used
Huh?
to.
Wait, for real? Wait, Stella's changed? Wait. What do you mean Stella's changed? I mean, she's always been majestic, but...
Unbelievable. All the residents of the Holy City have gathered here.
Why does this have such vibes of like parents and auntie and uncle visiting the college campus for like graduation or something? it has those vibes.
This isn't just a gathering. It's a pilgrimage. The people's expressions are resolute, devout, as if waiting for a miracle to descend.
That colossal deity is her.
Whoa.
She has become the pillar of
That's
the
what
world.
they meant. She's so Stella's... Oh, no, but take her out. No. I don't want to... Take Stella out right now. Take Stella right now and have them come to Himiko and Welt right now.
Surprisingly authentic. Being this serious is quite unlike her
That's so
usual
true,
style.
Himiko. You're so correct.
Those people didn't disappear. Instead, they've answered the call of the prophecy and come to witness her awakening.
Well, because again, it's them waiting for her in the future, right? Am I right in saying that?
Our good buddy now bears the weight of the entire world. And every breath they take is intertwined with Amphoreus'
Incredible.
destiny.
Absolutely incredible.
Awakening? Has she fallen into slumber?
Yeah. After all, with such a huge time dilation between inside and outside the scepter, this was the only way we could wait for
By
everyone.
going into a slumber.
Time watches over yesterday. Earth guards today. And when the Trailblaze steps into Amphoreus once more, the slumbering deliverer shall awaken.
I freaking love this.
And then, bring the prophecy of tomorrow to this world.
I'm sorry, but like, Himiko, are you proud of your daughter? Well, do you look at her? Look at her! Look what March is saying here. Time watches over yesterday, Earth guards today. And because Earth does guard today, right? The creatures of the Earth right now. And when the Trailblaze steps into the Amphoreus once more, the slumbering deliverer's wings, that's when Cell will awaken and bring the prophecy to tomorrow to tomorrow to this world. So to bring like the brighter future, the new dawn. I'm sorry, but like, did you ever think again? It's not because March or Stell or Don Hong aren't like these really smart characters. I always said how smart they are, but it's them speaking in prophecies. I never thought I'd see it.
Come on, everyone. Let's get closer
Like, legitimately,
to
they
her.
have become part of Amphoreus. You know, they've become part of this world. It's so cool.
Watch how the world-bearing prophecy changes this
So
world.
cool. I'm so over the moon with this.
Oh, it seems the kids are already
Yes.
miles ahead of us at this stop.
That's what I'm saying. It's like parents visiting a college campus, and the kids are like, yeah, and this is my dorm, and this is this. You can get great coffee here. You know, you get great coffee here. Or visiting them in a different country, and they know everything about the country. You know, we're going to visit March in Germany, and March is like, oh my god, wait till you get to this restaurant. It's amazing. Like, March is like saying all these prophecies and all this stuff too. I'm smiling for your dear, being like, they must look at them. They're so proud. Look at them. This is the best thing ever. They're so happy and so proud of their daughter reciting these prophecies. Stell being so serious as like this big, gigantic world-bearing entity.
All the more reason we can't afford
Hell
to slow
yeah.
down our pace. Let's go witness this moment for ourselves.
100%.
Majestic. Speaking of which, I once caught a glimpse in Sleepyhead's
Sleepyhead.
memory of her transformed into a towering Tatalo. Could it be?
No way. That was just a nice dreamscape. Ugh, at least nice for her.
If they are the throne of worlds who bears the weight of this world, perhaps they could guide a traveler still wandering among the stars.
Hey, since when did you get all pious? Her advice sounds pretty silly sometimes, you know.
The so-called fool and the world are merely a step apart.
Teaching us to find erudition amidst
Oh
imperfection.
my god, look at this.
Praise be to Electra, chalice
Electra.
of plenty, for you brew the ocean into sweet wine, dispelling nihility with every toast
tell 'em.
at the feast. Praise be to Hyacinthia,
Oh my god.
eye of twilight, for the rainbow you cast turns the light of both dawn and dusk into the glimmer of preservation. Praise be to Cypher,
You tell 'em.
coin of whimsy, for your every flip reflects the possibilities of
This is
destiny,
crazy.
letting the tricks of elation illuminate the path to dawn. Praise be to Mightymost, lance of fury, for you are the strife that pierces through hatred and cruelty, and the eternal glory of the hunt. Praise be to Castorus, hand of shadow, for you gently ferry the crossing of death, so that it is no longer an end in equilibrium, but a peaceful journey home. Praise be to Dan Hung, pillar of
Yeah!
stone, for you are a mountain range and a
I agree.
backbone of permanence. Your silent form paves our path across the
I
earth.
agree.
Praise be to Mark
Hell
7,
yeah.
Veil of Evernight, for you safeguard time for
I've been
us,
saying this for years.
weaving remembrance into stars, to be embroidered upon a boundless dress.
That's it. Okay. No, man, that's awesome. I'm sorry I wasn't talking there. I just wanted to take it in, but then when they mentioned Dan Hung and oh, I forgot she has to use pizza cutter. When she mentioned when they mentioned March and Dan Hung, I was like, okay, we gotta say something. Let's go, man. This is It's crazy to say though, like there's even though like again the nervousness is there about Iron Tomb. I'm glad that they're giving us some good vibes as well, you know. So it's not all just like me being scared. It's put my mind at ease, not in like terms of like the Iron Tomb stuff, but like it's gonna make whatever devastation comes towards us that much more powerful. The fear is gonna be so much more powerful that they've given us something much nicer now, you know. Oh my god, the crowd is gigantic here. It's a really big crowd. Just get up off the ground, will you? Like, come on. You're gonna hurt yourselves. Cell's amazing, I agree, right? She's incredible, I agree. Dawn Hong's incredible, I agree. So amazing. But like, we should enter in a new dawn when we're all like equals. You know? Just get up off the ground. Holy hell, the presence of this area, man.
Citizens, behold! Our last Titan, the world-bearing deliverer, is about to awaken!
This has been such a buzz through this whole episode.
Oh, ancient god, your loyal subjects, bewildered followers, and fearless comrades in arms have all knelt before your throne.
How do you feel about that, Himiko? Look what they're John with Stell.
From your eternal slumber and bestow upon the world your divine prophecy.
This is what I'm freaking talking about for Himiko and Welt. It's legit like when you go to like a restaurant and you find out like your friend is like super important. Like, look how important Stell is to these people now, you know? It's so crazy, man.
Please guide us. Show us how to embrace this beloved world as we welcome that distant dawn.
Throne of Worlds, Stell.
To walk the path of a mortal as a god, or to bear a divine burden as a mortal.
She will give us the answer.
Oh my god, the confidence in Stell as well from Himiko. What a shot as well, by the way. Incredible shot. To walk the path as a mortal as a god, or to bear the divine burden as a mortal. Is that saying like what Stell will have to choose? It's like, does she walk along the path of mortals as this god, or does she carry the burden of a god as a mortal? Oh my god, man.
But I am not the deliverer.
Stell.
Rather, I am the nameless who dwells among mortals.
So freaking cool. Look at this image as well.
That voice is definitely her.
100% it is.
I heard your prayers.
My god. I love that these love Stell's like, you know, inflections.
The core flames flickered and dimmed, and the age of the gods met its end. So flow, golden blood, flow.
Man, Stell like speaking in like this like fashion as well.
I'll bestow it upon you.
Whoa.
Returning it to the true masters of this world.
Wait.
Stand with me and become heroes.
Is she giving it to everybody? Wait, is she giving the golden blood to everybody? The age of gods met its end. So it's like everyone's gonna be. Is that what she's saying? Since the age of God is done, everyone's gonna have the golden blood? Maybe I'm getting this wrong. Holy hell! What in the world? Look at this.
Is this?
Yes, it's the miracle she brought to Amphoreus.
Remember when we just arrived here?
Of course, it would manifest in the form of the Trailblaze.
Incredible. Incredible.
Golden blood, raining down like a storm. The prophecy has descended, and the Titan
That's what it is.
commands us not to be supplicants.
It's like it's like not to be supplicants. We no longer have to follow the Titans. With her saying like I'm a trailblazer, like it's like saying like we're equal, right?
But to become heroes of rebellion, to face that destined calamity, the destruction, head on.
Oh my freaking god.
The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting.
Someone far more fitting? So by the way, like it's like they are like saying that we no longer have to ask God for anything. That's what she said in here, right? Because she said they command us not to be supplicants. The returning of the blood sounds like it's like returning it to the true masters of this world. Maybe that doesn't mean the people. Maybe it is like a true master, like you're saying here, someone who belongs in the hands of someone more fitting. But the people are saying like, oh, that she doesn't want us no longer to be, since it's the age of like the God method end. It's like we want that she no longer wants to be supplicants, which is like, I believe supplicants is like the idea of like asking a god for something all the time, depending on a god all the time. Which Anaxagoras is going to love this, by the way, them not being supplicants anymore. She no longer wants to deliver her name, and she wants to hand it to someone more fitting.
Someone like all
it
of
is that.
you.
It's everybody. All of you are going to be the deliverer.
In the name of Kazlana, let us depart and march towards the light.
So this world-bearing titan, this Stell, has made the people of Amphoreus no longer supplicants, as the word they use, which again, if I'm getting the meaning of the word wrong, please correct me, but also has made everyone equal. The age of titans is over for this.
It's neither protection nor salvation. As always, there's no need for totems or myths. Humanity's most primal faith is that instinct named survival.
Yeah, even scientifically they say that like the part of the human body that's tries to survive is so potent as well.
Let's go, everyone. Someone has already sounded the horn of departure.
Incredible. So Stell is incredible here, man.
Explore, understand,
yes.
Establish, and connect.
Yes, the trailblazing mottos.
Together, let us blaze a trail for the destiny of this world.
So amazing. Wait. Am I going to Herta? We're going to Herta? Huh?
Is it just me, or does this demiurge matrix...
Jesus freaking Christ, this game is insane to me. We just had like one of those incredible scenes ever, which my interpretation of that scene is, again, I'm going to be looking over everything again anyway, because there's so much to happen in this episode in terms of information. My interpretation of that scene is, Stell gave the golden blood back to everybody. She gave the title of Deliverer to everybody, so that they may move towards the future for their own survival. So the age of gods may be gone, so the people in this world no longer have to be supplicants or even depending on the gods all the time. Which again, Anaxagoras is like, wherever he is right now, Anaxagoras is like jittery, like he just drank 3 cups of coffee. He is zooming around the place so happy, I'm telling you. That's what it seems like that scene was to me. And like, again, in the tenets of the Trailblaze, to connect, right? Connecting with these people. And then not only just that, but like the tenet, you're talking about the idea of being a trailblazer, giving everyone else the power to move forward for their own future. To not have to depend on gods, to not have to depend on like some other deity, to move towards your own path towards the future. I freaking love that shit, man.
Feel completely dead. It's nothing like how the memo keeper described it.
The environmental readings are all wrong. Conclusion: this must be what the kernel actually looks like in the real world.
What did Xandar do to the scepter?
I love that these are the people, these are the two going in here like as well, because like whenever they talk about Xandar, you can tell there's like such a bitterness of it. Because again, there was a respect clearly for Xandar at some point, but there's always a bitterness under every part of their tone when they talk about it now as well.
At the end of light, there must be silence. Certain, pure, and absolute darkness.
Not the time to quote the Lord of Silence. Bad omen. Either way, we have to press on. Until we uncover the truth behind the 13th Titan.
Wow. Because the thing is, we saw something earlier on with the first new Sporus, right? And like the way that Cyrene was talking about this stuff as well, like with the scene with Stell, but we didn't get like a full confirmation on exactly what she meant. But she was talking about her like real identity and where she was born, right? So I wonder if it is like some connection with Cyrene and the 13th Titan as well. And the first new Sporus, right? And maybe we're supposed to read, because that's what I was thinking as well at that point too. It's like, is she saying she's the 13th Titan in some ways? Or she was born in relation to the 13th Titan?
The buried past is the key to stopping Iron Tomb. That is, if it even exists.
Right.
Xandar says the Demiurge never existed. Who actually buys that? You can erase the records, but not the truth. It vanished too cleanly. No traces. Like someone's yelling, look, there's nothing here. Too bad I'm the type who can't resist digging deeper. Looks like I'll be counting on you again, Screwy. Let's tear the system inside out.
Oh my god, this is like a buddy movie, but it's Screwlum and Herta.
Always happy to help. But as your academic partner, I have to ask.
Sure.
Herta, what if we fail?
Oh.
Let's say the Demiurge really doesn't exist. Do you have a backup plan?
The backup plan? Of course. If we can't find the key, we turn the lock into the key.
Huh?
That plan's cost is incalculable.
How does that work?
It shouldn't even be on the table.
Well, then let's hope we never have to use it.
How does that even work?
There's no point worrying about the end just yet. One step at a time. Let's go. We don't want to leave the others waiting.
Turning the lock. I haven't been screenshotting as much as I should be, guys, as well. But I can look back on stuff anyway as well, because again, I realized like halfway through I wasn't screenshotting as much anyway. So I was like, okay, look, I can just look back on stuff as well if it needs to be. Yeah. Not that I don't like always doing that, because I like to have like as much spontaneous thoughts as possible, but I think it's one of those situations where it's like I have no problem like looking back on like some of the expressions that were said here and things like that too, but I don't think we'll need it too badly, you know what I mean? But since I forgot to screenshot some stuff, I might want to go back and like screenshot some stuff maybe.
You brought what I asked for, right?
A butterfly has to land on the branch before
Holy
it can
hell.
dance.
So we can play
need
as
a wide open platform before her entrance.
For her entrance. So I'm going to then put wrong and because we have to use Herta, right? So I'm gonna put Herta instead of Sampo, which again will be fun to have here. And the thing is about Herta, right? S tier design, she's so freaking cool. I remember Menusa being so fun as well, so let's see if we can find anyone to fight. Looking for a fight at this point. Herta's zooming around the place as well. I just love Herta's, like, I think, and it's intentional as well, because again, as we said, Amphoreus is intentionally romantic. It's intentionally really, like, you know, poetic and all this stuff too. So I think they put Herta in this story as well.
Just use that thing over there,
Zags. Knowing that, like, she is so straightforward even as a genius, you know? Like, whatever the character's, like, saying stuff. And again, this is intentional. They want the characters to be, like, you know, let's say the character's trying to say, like, let's protect the people of this world that we love. They will say something so beautiful, and it will hit you so hard, where the characters will be like, we set forward towards tomorrow. Something amazing, something gorgeous, something beautiful for the future. And you're still there crying because you're like, yes, yes, yes. And like with this big paragraph that you love so dearly. And then if you, Herta said the same thing of like, let's protect everyone. She's like, all right, let's destroy this bucket of bolts. You're like, that's what she means. She said the exact same thing in a way, but in her own way, you know? And that's what I kind of think is so interesting with the contrast with Herta, you know? But Amphoreus has always been poetic. It's always supposed to be poetic as well. Yeah, we want to try out Herta's moves here as well.
Hold together. Resonate once more.
It's like, and you know what? Does Calvin know what he's doing sometimes with these characters? No, but he just does stuff.
Expand your thinking.
Look at that.
Stand still. That breathing sensation. Good times never last.
Breathing sensation,
Time
good
to
times.
say bye. Boom.
I remember I used to breathe once. I don't even know if, like, again, I forget how to use Herta, but I remember her just being absolutely incredible. I remember it being really fun, but maybe there's like some special conditions that I don't know, that I'm not, that I'm forgetting in some ways. Maybe.
Stand still.
But I remember her just being like such a fun character to use.
I don't have time.
Relax.
Yeah. We can go into another battle, right? Oh, we need to hand to Zagreus here.
What a dumb name. I hereby rename it Herta's Big Hand.
Yes! Wait, did we destroy this?
Herta's Big Hand.
That's so cool.
Power. Keep it going.
I love her to be like, yeah, this is mine. You know what's, what was,
Still not done? What is this? A junkyard for old Intellitron's leftovers?
I'm sorry, but she's hilarious. She's so freaking funny.
Finally. All set. Time for your precious treasure to make its debut.
She's so funny.
Of course. Just give me a second.
What the hell is that?
Target initialized. With these wings, hacking should be much more efficient.
What is this freaking, what is that? I mean, I shouldn't be surprised there's like a mini like spaceship, right? But still, like, oh, see, look, it doesn't want us to punch it. Which honestly, I understand. It did not want me to punch this ship. Understandable. No, lay the bridge. I said, please don't punch that bridge. There you go. I just want to like see your ultimate again. That's all.
May song bring us victory. Resonate all together.
Speaking of ultimates, honestly, we also need to see this as well.
Stand still.
The soothing harmony here.
Solsh tonight. The stars echo because of me.
May as well kill them all.
I love that. Hearing Robin's song, may as well kill them all. It's so good, man.
All right, I'll call your going all in. Tabs on me.
All at
She's the most perfect character in history.
You've just got to expand your thinking.
Relax.
Oh god, we might not have enough juice to use. Oh, maybe. No, we will not. That's a pity. Unless we can do something.
What's wrong?
This might kill them right away.
Here I come. Ready or not.
No, please give me one more enemy. I just want to see the ultimate. Please. Please. Okay, I'll take this. That's fine. Before we head on any further, I actually think this might be a good place to end the video. And the reason why I'm ending the video here is because I feel like last week we did like 9 hours of Honkai Star Rail. And that's not a problem whatsoever, because some weeks we will be doing like big, longer episodes for sure. But also I want to prepare, of course, for everything that's happening in the future. I want to prepare for what we're going to see here too, and also like digest everything that just happened also. And we're really getting into like what I believe is possibly the last act. Because if we're like talking about fighting Iron Tomb, everyone's getting ready and preparing, it feels like it is the last act of Amphoreus. So I'm taking my time with this, guys. I'm not going to, not that I wasn't taking my time before, like I want to make it clear, like if you look at the 6-hour video, some of you might be like, oh, did you rush to the end? No, that was recorded over like 3 days, you know? And it just so happened that like I felt like, you know, the reason why I did the 3-hour video in general wasn't because I was trying to rush to anything, but it was because it really felt like, it felt as though we were like getting closer and closer to something, like with you know, when we're going through like the dungeon and all this stuff too. But yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. I don't want to like rush anything. I never want to rush anything. It definitely seems like in the last act, so we're definitely going to end the video here. Man, this was incredible though. Like the stuff with Stell giving the power back to the people, like through almost like a trailblazing kind of motto. The prank that March put on Himiko, which was so adorable as well, seeing them reunite at that time too. The new Cyrene looking absolutely incredible as well, and also then like every character, like, you know, giving their word about the stuff that's happening with the Alliance as well, and not the Alliance, sorry, with the Iron Tomb, and like whether it be like the Zancho Alliance or the IPC, or even Robin trying to help in some ways, how it's going to affect the world and how Belobog are going to be ready to fight back. They really are setting up the stuff with Iron Tomb so incredibly well too. And even showing like some, like as we said, ulterior motives with the stuff with like the Zancho. They're also looking for the ichor, the blood. So there is like a lot of stuff here that like is coming into it. That's not just like one. As usual, it's not just like one straight line. There's so many different, you know, bends as we're going down the road as well, and so many beautiful moments, charming moments amongst a lot of fear and anxiety. And to me, that again, in a nutshell, is there a chest here? Oh, do we have to break it open with the hand of Zagreus? Oh no, it's just here. Yeah, with that, like, it's one of those things where, like, that is Honkai Star Rail to me. Like, the...
Fine. Take it and amuse
You tell him, here we go. The pranks, the reunions, the joyous moment with Stell as Kepler and the Titan, the new version of Cyrene giving us, like, a new, like, design, the political structures of the Xian Shou, and the... also, like, let's just be honest here, the political and... the murky political struggles within factions of how they're going to help people and what the limitations they have of helping people in Amphoreus as well. There is the stuff with Cyrene and the first new Sporus. Like, there's so many things going on already, and we're just going to be unraveling those threads as we're going forward as well, and I cannot wait. I legitimately cannot wait. So this was a really interesting start to what is the final act of Amphoreus, and it's one of those things where, like, I know, like, people might say, well, actually there's another act after this or whatever. Like, it's very hard for me to believe. Like, this is, writing wise, this is the culmination, right? Everyone's setting up, this is the night before the big battle, this is the big moment, right? And again, it could be a thing where, like, everything goes wrong. This is Honkai Star Rail, so you never know, but right now I do perceive this being the final act, right? 110%. And I'm sure, like, that's, you know, it's just the way we knew about what the final act was in Amphoreus, and not Amphoreus, like Penacony and Sumeru. Like, we know this stuff, right? We it's okay to know this stuff. We start off this whole thing by meeting the new Cyrene, right? And, like, I feel like one of the things that, like, really is kind of shocking about this is that they just kind of, like, let it happen. Where it's like, oh yeah, this is big Cyrene now, she's tall now. And they explain it in kind of a way that's, like, I guess all these cycles made her, like, grow up, which I guess, like, I kind of makes sense in my mind, the idea of, like, and it might be just a joke that they're saying as well, like, oh, it's all the different cycles made me grow up, but I do think it's maybe a thing where it's, like, not just that, but, like, a true vision of, like, oneself, maybe, through, like, all these cycles, a culmination of everything. And I think that the whole thing is about culmination, this whole story as well. But we do have the results of what happened in the last act, where the Era Nova was brought in, the new Dawn was brought in, and the cycles were basically, like, in my view, like, stopped, right? There's one final cycle, that's what this is now. And it brought in a world without the Black Tide. They even, like, use terms like there's no, you know, death and strife are no longer feared by people, and, like, there's also the idea that trickery is now something that children do rather than just something that's needed by Cypher to, like, save people as well. And I think that's honestly a really great way of putting it. It's like that, like, when you talk about, like, the new dawn of a world, it's not just all the idea of, like, oh, things aren't spooky or scary. It's also, like, the things that we had to do beforehand right now in this world aren't always necessary, right? So, for example, like, the idea of Mightimos having to, like, use strife to fight against the Black Tide isn't necessary right now. So it's not just like, oh, we're safe from the Black Tide. It's also like the people who are fighting and using their abilities beforehand don't actually need to do them right now, which is a really cool way of putting it as well, honestly. It was really interesting to see Dan Hong and March also here too, which the way they kind of, like, explained the idea of them being here is that March is obviously still very connected to this world, where she can, like, you know, still use the veil, I think, where she can, like, go in and out at time or something. That's kind of confusing sometimes. But Dan Hong is connected to this world as well. Dan Hong is, like, is connected through the earth, through Terravox, right? He's now a protector of the Earth of Amphoreus. So it makes sense that these three characters now, at the beginning of the cycle, are able to, like, communicate with each other. Dan Hong also says through the power of the Trailblaze as well, where they're all connected and they can connect through their minds as well. Dan Hong and Stell are planning on basically going asleep as well for a long period of time, until all this kind of, like, comes to fruition, because it is going to be a long time, right? It's going to be a long time until they have to fight Iron Tomb. And I do think it's interesting that, like, you know, rightly so in some ways, the characters are kind of like, yeah, we don't want to just wait around for thousands of years, even though, like, for me personally, I think when I look at, and again, we always look at this from the perspective of we're not in this situation, but from my perspective, I'm always like, man, I'd kind of like to just, like, live in this world for a bit and see how nice it is. But I think that they were just kind of like, you know, let's rest a bit, because I feel like, you know, while I'm saying, like, oh, I'd love to live in this world where it's all peaceful for a while, from their perspective, it's like, we just want to get rid of Iron Tomb, and we want to make sure we can do this as soon as possible, and that makes perfect sense as well, right? But it is nice to see that there is, like, a new era in this world as well, you know. It's also just, like, so beautiful to have Dan Hong and March with us again as a trio, because they didn't say, like, you know, the most beautiful things in the world, like March saying, like, once you board the Astro Express, like, you know, the word alone doesn't even mean anything anymore. They even tell Stella that everyone's waiting for them, that everyone's with them, that they don't have to do this alone. That not just like Stella and Don Hong are with them, but also Himiko and Welt. And this is so important even later on as well, when we have like the characters all doing stuff behind the scenes. It's not just March and Don Hong who are with us. It is Himiko and Welt who are doing stuff behind the scenes. Black Swan is doing stuff. Sunday is doing stuff. Whatever the ulterior motives are, Jin Yuan is doing stuff. And here's the thing, I want to make it clear, Jin Yuan has ulterior motives 110% for this whole expedition. But that doesn't change the fact that he also was a person who, like, very clearly, in my viewpoint anyway, cares about the Trailblazer, right? 110%. Like, and that friendship that they fostered as well at the same time too. They even say, like, though, like that the only person that's kind of not here right now but is still kind of fighting is Finon, right? He didn't reach New World. Which is sad, but I feel like we're gonna see him before the end, right? I feel like we are. I don't think it's gonna be a situation where we're not gonna see him at some point. I feel like we will see him, you know. And Cyrene also like talked about the idea of how something so beautiful, which is the idea of like how heroes are not like these, like, you know, epic storybook heroes. They're sometimes just the right person at the right time, and that's what Stella was. She showed up at the exact right time and disrupted Amphoreus the way she did. And I think the quote that she used was like, a person's destiny or something is like their personality or something like that. Which, again, I'm not sure, I don't sure exactly what it means, but I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's just like you choose your own path, and Stella's chosen her own path to help Amphoreus. That is her destiny. It's not like it's chosen for her. She's chosen this path to be like the world bearer, to be, at the moment, at this point in time, the deliverer in some ways. But yeah, another beautiful conversation as well. And again, whenever they bring up Finon, I think it's the same thing where, like, you know, when you see something from, you hear a song from your past or something that just makes you very, very sad. Can I think of an example of that? That I think, was it, just, I know that you don't need an example, but like, I just want to think of one just for fun. I remember, like, recently, I played a Bullet for My Valentine track. And I think it was like, it might have just been Tears Don't Fall. It might have just been or Hearts Burst into Fire. And like that band was so influential in my my baby years that, like, when I heard it, like, my stomach started churning and I started nearly wanting to cry. And it's so weird that that's the type of effect thing happening. When we think about Finon, like, not being here, it makes you, it triggers something in your brain, right? It definitely does trigger something in your brain to make you feel kind of like a certain way, I suppose, as well. But yeah, it's honestly like a really incredible sequence of moments here, and like it definitely feels like there's a calm before the storm here, obviously. Cyrene also, like, I'm not totally sure about this part, but Cyrene brings us to this place, which is the resting place or the birthplace of Cyrene. And it's also a place where she said she wanted to forget it at some point as well, because she felt like something wasn't right, and she said she wasn't the narrator the whole time. She was the devoted audience. And when we did complete the Aeronova, we did see, like, the shattering of the glass, and I remember seeing the vision of that Cyrene in all the glass there. So she said she found countless and countless Cyrenes at that point too. She mentioned this place that we are, which is like this tomb, is a prison born of like the irradiation, where the first new spore, the Demiurge, the 13th Titan that should not exist, is here. Which later on we hear from Herta talking about the idea of like how, no, Xandar is a bullcrapper, man. We know the 13th Titan is somewhere. So again, it's one of those things where, like, it should not exist, but it does exist, this new spore thing. Now, at the time I was like, are they saying like Cyrene is like the 13th Titan? I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure she'll explain more as we're going forward as well. But yeah, not only is there like still mysterious, like, calm before the storm stuff happening, there's also still, like, you know, some reveals here about, like, you know, this is the 13th Titan, this is the Demiurge, this is the Titan that should not exist, the first new spore, right there in front of us as well. Oh my freaking god, as well, by the way. And here's the thing, it's like, going back to any world in Honkai Star Rail is amazing to me, and seeing Jin Yuan, who is an amazing character, and seeing the politics of Xian Show. They do politics and political factions so freaking well in the Xian Show. It's actually not even funny. They do such a good job with that stuff because it's so realistic and real to life, right? Where there's ulterior motives, there's like sneaky stuff going on behind the scenes, there's like inner faction warfare that's happening, and like people trying to like supersede another person and make the other person look bad and all this stuff. And with the stuff with Jin Yuan, what's so good about this is we've already gotten a taste of what he's talking about here and what Fei Xiao was talking about here. They have agreed to let the Xian Show, the Alliance has agreed to let the Luofu do this operation against Iron Tomb. But the reason why Fei Xiao says this is kind of like a bit weird is because there is people in the Alliance right now that doubt Jin Yuan, right? And Jin Yuan, the reason why he's doubted is because of the Celeron crisis, because of the stuff with the War Dance, because of Jing Liu and his connection to Jing Liu. The people in the Alliance will try to spin this into something bigger. So he has the idea of being like, I'm gonna get the golden blood from Amphoreus, right? And we can use it as a negotiation tactic. And because here's the thing is like the golden blood is powerful. The crisis airs are powerful. So the idea of having this golden blood and having it as a thing where it's like, well, I have this now. And people now like, not only like will he be able to say like, well, the expedition was a success, but then when it comes to bargaining with the Alliance and, you know, maybe keeping himself in power and keeping the Luofu in a prominent position, who's going to argue against the guy who helped defeat Iron Tomb and has the golden blood? You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna, like, it's gonna be very difficult because even all the stuff that they're because I don't think they're worried about. I think that they use it as an advantage against Jin Yuan to be like, you know, War Dance, Stellaron Crisis, Jing Liu, right? It's definitely like used as advantage. And he did mention that Jing Liu and Luocha are in prison right now, which I don't think it's him being like, Jing Liu, get in prison, you dirty dog. I think it's more of a case of him being like, it's better for everybody if Jing Liu is maybe like not roaming about the place when all this stuff is happening. Not that I think Jing Liu is a bad person, but because she makes people uneasy and she makes people like worried. Now, I'm always going to be against the incarceration of Jing Liu because I don't think that she should be locked up. And well, you could say, well, can't she kill all those people? What people? Name them all. If you love him so much, why didn't you go to your funeral? You know, I'm joking. But you know, but there's a reason. There was a reason that happened. There's like the Mara struck was a thing, right? But obviously the perception of the world is a different thing, and that's the thing with the Xian Show. The Xian Show I love that they don't shy away from the Xian Show being full of like awful people sometimes. You know what I mean? As we talked about, like the Hunt is not a perfect organization. They do not ever like make the Hunt out to be this like really like amazing, like, oh my god, they're so good and they protect people only. It's like, no, the Hunt, if they believe so, will hunt. You know what I mean? They will destroy things. The Luofu will attack if they believe that it is something that is righteous, right? And the problem is they decide what's righteous, and the Rainbow Arbiter kind of decides what's righteous as well. And we've heard what the Rainbow Arbiter has done. The Rainbow Arbiter is evil. Not only that, but it's also like, again, the people within the Xian Show, like I never wanted to like just like destroy a place so quickly when they were treating Dan Heng so poorly. Or the idea of Dan Heng so poorly. And then it's also a thing too where, like, again, if the Jing Liu stuff, it doesn't matter if Jing Liu isn't here to destroy the Xian Show. It doesn't matter if Jing Liu isn't here to kill people. It doesn't matter that like Jing Liu and Jin Yuan haven't talked for years. It does not matter to these people because, again, in real life, and that's why Xian Show is so realistic, perception is reality. Whatever you believe to be true is what people are going to believe to be true. We saw this, like, there was like this report years and years ago that like if a headline comes out in a newspaper, let's say like Jin Yuan friends with murderer Jing Liu, right? And they were friends. I want to make it clear, they were friends, and they still are friends, I believe, like deep in their hearts. It's just that it's very complicated, you know. Facebook status complicated, but the thing is, no matter what, even if like it's proven to be true that Jin Yuan hasn't had contact with Jing Liu really before the moment of the Quintet storyline, hadn't had contact for years and years and years, even if it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. They said like psychologically people still remember the headline more than they remember the evidence afterwards. And people don't seek, and because the way the world works, it's not just like in our time, it's in so many mountains of like places and different throughout history. It's not just in the modern era. This is years and years ago. This would be a thing too, where like when people had newspapers, people read the headline and they go, Jin Yuan friends with Jing Liu, oh my god damn it, Jin Yuan. And then later on, it might be proven that like, no, he actually was like working to help Xian Show, and there's actually like, you know, no evidence that he was actually working with Jing Liu whatsoever. The same people who picked up that newspaper and read that first headline might not even read that next headline, and forever Jin Yuan is just the guy who hung out with Jing Liu. You know what I mean? So perception is reality, and Fei Xiao's not wrong in saying that this could be spun into something way bigger because of all the stuff that's happening here. Is Jin Yuan competent? Is he someone that should be leading the Luofu? All the stuff here, even though we know he is a great leader and he's going to pass it down to Fu Xuan eventually. I just think it's really good and strong and like really realistic how they do the political stuff here and the societal opinion stuff as well, which I think is really, really fantastic what they did here with this stuff as well with Jin Yuan. But yeah, they talked about how like Iron Tomb was like a calculated instant, and they talked about how like the Lord Ravengers, Fantilia, are the most dangerous thing in the world, right? They're one of the most dangerous things in the world, and that's the thing. It's like they can't skimp on this. They can't act like this is just something that's nothing, right? They have to make sure that they protect these people. But in true Lawfu Alliance fashion, they just say we have to disregard casualties. And that to me sounds like, if you're disregarding casualties, that means you're not thinking about casualties, right? And they're saying that to defeat Iron Tomb, they just have to go for it, which again will hurt a lot of people. This is going to be a battle on the scale that's probably going to be gigantic and absolutely massive. This is a Lord Ravager. And it's not only that, but Fantilia is still roaming about the place. But Jinyuan says he's going to keep his oath. Jinyuan has said that he, since the Trailblazers have befriended him and have helped him, he's going to keep their oath to the Trailblazer, and he just hopes that they stay safe onto that point as well. But I do love how they mentioned how discontent is the enemy of this situation as well, because that is so true. There's a reason why Kafka and Elio and all those characters were trying to get Stel friends in the Zan show. It's a powerful force. It's a really powerful entity, and having the Zan show and the Hunt and the Lawfu on your side is a really good get. It's a really good get, and also Kafka understands the idea of uneasy alliances and working together and all that stuff too. 110%. But it's really just great stuff, to see all this stuff, and we see more of it later, but everyone is joining the fight here. It builds up Iron Tomb in such a really fantastic way, because we already know Iron Tomb is going to be terrifying. I already know Iron Tomb is going to be tough, but now we have this situation where it's oh my god, everybody's worried about this and everyone's setting up for this. Yes, they all have ulterior motives, which, as I said, with the Golden Blood stuff, I want to know more about this, but for me personally, I don't think anyone should really have that kind of power. I really don't. You could say, well, the Crisis there did 110%, but I really don't think it should be something that's harnessed, if that makes sense. I don't think it should be something that's obtained, if that makes sense. I really feel like it can very quickly become just another tool of war, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I do think it's a really great build up to Iron Tomb. They're doing a fantastic job of making Iron Tomb a terrifying force, having everybody really go up against it and setting up to go against it, and that's the best thing about any wartime movie as well. I'm not going to spoil the movie itself, but there's a movie where and people probably get from the description, but where all these characters are ready to fight this massive battle. It's insurmountable, it's terrifying, it's something that they don't know if they're going to be able to defeat. And then this other species of people show up to the castle and to honor an ancient allegiance between these people and these people. And it's the realization that we can't just idly stand by and let stuff happen, because eventually it will come for us. And it's actually, and we can't just let the world be destroyed, because this is going to affect everybody in the world. It's actually a really powerful scene, and it sets up the idea as well 100%, where it's already this is a terrifying situation, but the fact that it gives you more hope at the same time too. But the fact that the IPC and the Xian Show are all getting involved, there's also an element to this as well for me personally, where it's actually that, yes, they're getting involved and it's so powerful, but that also makes it scarier too. The fact that everyone's getting involved, that's so scary. For sure, it's so scary as well. And even later on, we even heard her to say they have to locate Iron Tomb, and everyone's joining the fight. And Welt is everyone's gonna have to do this. Sunday, Black Swan, we're all doing this. We're all getting involved in this stuff. Hurt and Screwy, you're gonna do something from the side. The Alliance will help to stop Iron Tomb. It's everybody's getting involved with this stuff as well. The IPC was there. The IPC talked about the idea of they want to get as much, they want to help as much as possible because they realize the severity of the situation, but also at the same time too, they also want to have an alliance between them and the Xian Show, so they can be hey, to their board members, look how good this is working. And even Aventurine talks about how, remember what we did for you today, because again, it's one of those things where even though this is something that's very serious and very terrifying and very real and very horrible in terms of the Iron Tomb is, I think it's also important to note that these people do have ulterior motives, and not in a bad way whatsoever. I think it's one of those things where it makes everyone feel more realistic. And even Aventurine, who we love to pieces, is standing there going yeah, please remember that we chose to help, right? Because they understand the value of these different relationships that are happening as well. It's not just that. We see Sela and Bronya and Topaz are all talking about the idea of the infection that's going to happen here when it comes to Iron Tomb's infection. Because Iron Tomb is going to infect organic beings as well, but they are making a vaccine. The IPC is making a vaccine and selling a vaccine, which again is very realistic. It's It's not great, at all. But it's the idea that the IPC are like, yeah, let's sell some vaccines to people at a discounted price. Again, it is one of those situations where I'm not ever like gonna be a fan of the IPC. Of course I'm not. I'm never gonna be a fan of the family. Of course I'm not. It's one of those things where like, and I don't answer those questions anymore at all because like I've talked at great length about like my opinions on every single faction. Because like what always happens is, and I'm just gonna say this right now, it's a silly comment. It's just such a silly comment. It's like usually like, wait, so you like the Stellaron Hunters and you don't like these guys? And it's like, no, like you just didn't listen to what I've been saying for a while. You know what I mean? And that's just the truth. You just didn't listen to what I've been saying. But yeah, it's one of those situations where in real life that stuff happens. It does happen. The IPC are not some beautiful charity that we love dearly. This is a group of like cutthroat business people that even Jade has admitted that in the end, every single deal they make is for the benefit of herself and for the Stonehearts. They don't hide this fact. You know what I mean? They may be a bit sneaky, but they do not hide this fact. Yeah, Sela and Bronya, like, it's so cool to see them like standing and resisting against this stuff. Robin is talking about the idea of caring for the wounded. Like everybody's truly getting involved in this stuff too as well. It's great. My favorite moment of this entire episode was March doing a prank on Himiko and Welt and everybody. I adore this so much because this really felt like the parents showing up, as I said, on college campus, and then March like is like, hey, let me show you out a bit. But March doing a prank, and I love that Himiko knew it was a prank as soon as like they were like, she was like, we are titans, we are gods. And then she was like, okay, come out, March, But it was a very sweet moment between those characters as well, and I actually like really enjoyed it and was smiling from ear to ear at this stuff too. Because again, you could have 1,000,001 reunions. I would have loved to have like a crying reunion where they met up with their kids once again. But I think that it's a very March 7th reunion to have her like play a little prank and a joke on Himiko and Welt. And basically like convince everybody but like Himiko at that time too. But it's really charming. It's really funny. It's really adorable. And honestly, we needed it amongst like the sea of tears that we've been having as well. We've definitely needed it. We see Stell as well as this as Kepoli, right? As basically this world bearer, and she does this incredible thing where, by the way, everyone shows up and everyone's like surrounding Stell, which is really, really cool. It's this really amazing moment where she embodies the trailblazing fully by giving up the title of deliverer and saying to everybody, no, you're all the deliverer. Like, I'm giving all this to you. I'm spreading this golden blood to all of you because I'm not this. I'm just what would she say? I'm just a nameless who walks along among mortals, which again is so trailblaze. It's making your own path and letting everyone else carve their own path as well. She's returning this golden blood to everyone. Her miracle forms as like a trailblaze amongst all these people as well, and they all accept it. They're like, the Titan says we're no longer to be supplicant. We're no longer to be these people that follow Titans. We can be ourselves. We can do stuff ourselves. And it's a really powerful moment because it, again, embodies this trailblaze, embodies who Stell is. And Stell just like it's hard not to be so proud of her in this moment. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a great speech, and it's a great thing she said as well. And it's never the fact that like, I think, I always say this like about like I'm people just using it as a soapbox for myself here. People sometimes think I'm stupid because I'm enthusiastic or I love video games and I get excited. To the point that like people like quote like angrier YouTubers to me being like, well, actually this person said this, so this is why you're wrong. And I'm like, is it because they said a nasty thing? Is that why it's right? Like, how does that work? But I'm just saying that like people have this perception sometimes, and I've seen it before, where people think March and Stell are like dumber characters. But just because Stell likes to, rummage through trash and March likes to make a few pranks here or there or be a bit silly or funny or whatever, they both have their own like intelligence. And you see even here as well with Stell, like she like, how could you not be proud of her in this moment? Like, I felt a strong pride in the trio itself, but also in like Stell in that very, very moment. Because one of those things was like, I wasn't shocked that she had the capabilities of doing this. It was just like a really beautiful moment to happen. And I can only imagine how Himiko and Welt felt in this moment, like watching their daughter, basically, their stepdaughter, basically, how do I say it? Like, impart the embodiment of the Trailblaze onto the world itself and onto Amphoreus itself. And it might be that feeling for Himiko and Welt where it's like, it's also, yes, it's like, oh my god, she did amazing. Oh my god, it's fantastic. That's our daughter. But it's also like, man, Stell really embodies the Trailblaze, right? That must feel so good, right? After bringing her on the Astral Express too. And I say stepmother and stepfather because obviously Kafka is her real mother, obviously. And then it's like, you know, stepmothers and all that stuff too. It's a really amazing moment. I think the whole situation with March bringing them over to, you know, this area with the Stell, it did give the vibes of like, hey, look what we've done here. And I can only imagine like how Welt and Himiko must feel seeing March like this and seeing Stell like this. And yes, it's probably a little bit like scary, but it's also like, whoa, look what our daughters did. Look what our son did with Dan Hong. Look at all the stuff they did. We left him on Amphoreus. And they have like done so much for the world and become part of this world. They've adapted to this world. They've been here for so long that they've adapted to this world, and they are basically people of Amphoreus. How can you not say that Amphoreus isn't like a second like home for these people now at this stage as well? Really amazing stuff. And we just kind of closed on the stuff with Herta, who's like trying to find the 13 Titan or the secret behind the 13 Titan. She believes Xandar's lying, and that's where we're kind of leaving off here now as well, coming into the last part of this. I'm kind of excited to see where this goes with Herta and Skrullum as well. And she even said, like, if we can't find the key, we're gonna or if we can't open the lock, we're gonna turn into a key. I don't know if that's what the way it, if that's the way it's expressed. Maybe I forgot the actual expression. But this is like really cool to see Herta and Skrullum together. Like that to me is like a huge, whenever they're together and whenever they're doing anything, you know it's gonna be big revelations of some kind. But yeah, so much stuff happening here, guys. I freaking love this episode. I love this feeling. It's like a feeling of, again, calm before the storm. This whole thing is calm before the storm. It really does feel like everything is like about to fall into place in a way. Like, you know what I mean? It feels like we're getting to a stage with this story now where we're ramping it up to finish it. And I think obviously there's some stuff in Amphoreus that's going to happen afterwards. I'm sure there's like, you know, interlude missions and all this stuff as well. But like this has to be, you know what I mean? And I'm sure I'll get confirmation by you guys already, like that says like, you know, this is the final act. There's no way it's like pacing wise, this is the moment, right? This is the moment, the calm before the storm, the building up of this, everyone's coming together. This is the moment, and I'm so excited to see where this is going to go as well, guys. Guys, if you want to see these videos early, you can see them on YouTube members or on Patreon for €1, which is the lowest tier of my YouTube members on my Patreon. And you can see them on all Honkai Star Rail videos are early. And you can see that on, as I said, YouTube members are on Patreon. It's usually in the post section for YouTube members, and also it's just on the Patreon feed for Patreon. If you want to see your name in the text credits that's going by right now, that's €10 or whatever it is in your currency as well, and you can check that out too. And that is a monthly thing as well, and you get your name in the text credits of every single video. And if you want your name read out at the end of every single video, that is €15, and that happens for every single video as well. And I want to say thank you so much to the patrons first at the highest tier, that being Typharo 2, Jamie Bull, Janet Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yule, Anusta, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharite, Leo 200, Malcolm Kunde, and the highest tier of my YouTube, Lasco and Lusanagi. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.